We marching on through the heart of the storm with military precision, buried division. Let your hearts be reborn. Prophecies warn that a line will be drawn. Men of varying wisdoms carry positions that are not to be scorned. This is a tour of revolution. The war of retribution is approaching, but I'm hoping for the door of restitution to open for the chosen. Children strung up on nooses. Now that should be a nuisance to your nuisance. I don't know where you've been, but I'm going to the pylons of Zion, the only habitation Allah has set his.
It's about building your nation back up. Come? That's what this is about. Okay? The Most High says, labor to bring forth. All right? Labor to bring forth. The Most High said, I'm going to disperse them into captivity throughout the whole earth. And we're going to lose the knowledge and wisdom of ourselves, and our culture, language, and so forth. So now it's going to take us a lot of work to build it back up. Come? But we do know what? That the Mashiach Yahushua, all right, he's our Redeemer. He's going to give us the knowledge, the wisdom, and the understanding to build it back up. And the blueprint is this, the Bible. Come? You have the blueprint. You don't need the Mashiach to come down in the flesh no more. The blueprint is here. Come? We have the Mashiach on our side. Okay? But we got to do the right thing. No more can we now bash one another, belittle one another, call each other by derogatory names, out their names. Okay, we got to begin now to bring each other together in unity, togetherness, love, and the spirit of love and unity and respect. Come, we got to begin to do that because that's what the Mashiach is desiring of us to do, and we're not doing it. Okay, we have to do it in the spirit of love and unity. So what we have here, and I want all the brothers on the council to stand up. Okay, to stand up. All the brothers on the council. Let's give you a little history. Okay, a little history. So, in the spirit of a Mashiach, about 4 years ago, my name is Barak. I'm from the House of David in Brooklyn, New York. Come? Okay. The spirit came on myself and the brother Mathathua. All right. What we seen was a lot of Israelite camps in schools and brothers all across America. We got camps everywhere. Israelite schools everywhere. Go to any one of these major cities across America, what do you see on a corner? You'll see an Israelite camp. Okay, you will see an Israelite camp. Come? So the Spirit got on us and we said, look, we got to bring this more together. We got to be a little bit more unified. Because today with social media, what do you have? You have the Israelite schools and camps putting their videos on social media, which is good. Okay, that's the Most High. The Most High, he said, look, in the last days, this truth shall be what? All over the world. Okay, seen and heard all over the world. So the social media helps us do that. Okay, helps us do that in the spirit of the Most High. But the problem is, we got brothers who will take to YouTube, see the House of David, or see Light of Zion, or see the Ohio camp, or see other camps, all right, that's throughout America, put their videos on YouTube, and then they will do what? Take a Bible and think they can go in any corner in America and then begin to teach the Bible. And the next thing you know, they're cursing, they're using profanity, derogatory words. Understand? Yeah, they have the Bible, but they're belittling people. Yeah, they're calling our women bitches and hoes and all derogatory names. So that's not what the Most High wants us to do. Come? Most High does not want us to do that. Then you got the camps. A lot of camps are separate from other camps, as the brother brought up earlier. Okay, if I come into your city and I see you teaching, I should be able to come up to you and give you a nice salute. You should welcome me because we're all in the end fellow Hebrew Israelites. Come, and we're not doing that. So the problem is we got these young men who will see us on YouTube, but they have no structure. They have no formal professional structure on how to build the camp, build the Israelite school. And the first thing they want to say is, well, I'm an elder over this school. And you just came into the truth, and you didn't really work built up in the spirit of truth. You just seen it on YouTube. and then took the Bible and said, I can do that, took the Bible in the corner and started teaching. That's not what the Most High wants. Come? That's not what the Most High wants. And they say, you know, you're bashing our people using words that Yahushua used. So Yahushua gave us the example. He gave us the example how to be more professional, how to teach his word in respect and honor and glory. All right? The words, that's why I say the tongue is the most unruly evil of all. Even the tongue can start wars. The tongue can start fights. Understand? So this is the problem that we have. So in the house of David, myself and Mathatha, we seen that. So we said, look, let's see if we can have a summit, start a summit where we gather Israelite leaders from different schools, Israelite camps and Israelite leaders, captains, officers from different schools, and let's have a summit, and let's what? Communicate on the issues that we have and the problems that we have amongst ourselves as being Hebrew Israelite, the Hebrew Israelite family. Done? And this is what the Most High showed us. So what we did, we drew up a letter, and we sent it out to all the Israelite camps and schools. We sent it through Facebook, social media, everybody's seen it. Okay? And so the first Hebrew summit that we had was in Washington, D.C. This is about 4 years ago or so. Come, and a lot of brothers came, and a lot of brothers agreed, and they seen. So that we needed, it was urgent that we needed to form some kind of structure and some kind of unity where we can come together and talk about the issues. But it's one thing that we knew. We knew that it would be some differences. We knew that brothers have differences with the Sabbath. We knew some brothers are the lunar Sabbath, some brothers are 7-day Sabbath. All right? We knew there was some differences in the law. We knew there was some differences in prophecies. We understood that. Okay? But there's one thing that we didn't understand was what? The common denominator is what? They were all what? Israelites. We're all Hebrew Israelites. We understood that. So we said if we can just come together, and we got differences up here, okay, but we said if we can come together and communicate, network, and let's break that barrier, all right, that separatism barrier that we had, that division. And I'm going to tell you something, Yahushua said he came not to bring peace, but he came to bring division, right? He said a man at variance against his own family, all right? 2 against 3, 3 against 2. And the Lord said, I'm the one that brought the division. And I will break the brotherhood of Judah and Israel. And so that's what you see now. There's no brotherhood. Not on the level that we need. So the spirit that came to us was, first let's establish the brotherhood and the unity and the love first. Then you can speak on the differences that you may have and debate them. All right? And then come together on one accord. So that's some of the history. So the disciples got spiritual power. When they came to one accord, read Acts 2nd chapter. They came together on one accord. What happened to the disciples? Fire, like in cloven tongues. Like cloven tongues came upon each one of them. Okay? And they got the spiritual power. But they had to do what first? Come together on one accord. We're not getting no power until we do that. But we do have power in what the spiritual power in Yahweh like in the disciples. But we do know we have power in what? The Word. There's power in this book. But the problem was a lot of brothers are misusing. Where do we hear all these different camps of misusing brothers who come in the truth? Because brothers got a little money, they're going to misuse these brothers, take advantage of these brothers. What do we hear? We hear these things. We see it on YouTube. All right? And then you abuse. And now you got brothers in the congregation distrusting. There's no trust amongst the leadership and the elders. And not all the camps are doing this, but some of the camps are. Because the scripture said the priest desire for money and divine for hire. All right? Because why? In wickedness, you're looking for money and resources. That's what the Most High wants. Okay? That's why the Most High said, don't store your treasures on this earth. Okay? In heaven, he says, seek the kingdom first, and all things shall be added unto you. So that's what we got to do here. This Masharah ain't about trying to get monies and all that stuff. It's about trying to establish unity and love. All right? And bring our people back together, communicate. The Masharah, the 12th summit, this is the 12th Hebrew summit here in the land. Let's get the Most High around. Applause for that. So it can only be done in the homicide. Only be done in the homicide. But we realized out of all the 12 summits, do you know that there were some brothers who came in the truth just by coming to the summits? There were brothers who came just by coming to the summits. We were able to network with more camps and more brothers and sisters just by having these summits. Okay? It's been over 4 years. Just by having the summits, more of you brothers and sisters I got to know, these brothers got to know, and we were able to communicate. The summits allowed us to communicate with the brothers in Dimona, Israel. Okay, Colin? It was the summits that did that. And now we're able to use this facility that's owned by Dimona and the Hebrew village in Israel. Otherwise, I'm going to tell you, we had a hard time getting the venue here in Atlanta. They were all booked up. And the brother, Prince Amadiel, said, go ahead, Barack, you can use our place in Atlanta.
Hallelujah.
And they gave us the contact numbers of the brothers and the sisters that run the facility here for Dimona in the Hebrew village. And we spoke to them, we networked with them, and so now, see this place, this facility? All Dimona, all owned by Dimona, by Hebrew brothers. That's the Most High. That's what networking does. That's what communication does, and respect. Okay, that's what it does. Okay, so I just want to let you brothers know, we know sometimes it's difficult to get to some of these summits. We have them all over the country, okay? And the most I see that sacrifice, I know money is always involved. You see, they shut down the government, and now they're taking people's checks, they were taking food stamps, they were taking everything. Okay, I hear they say they open up the government, I don't know, but still. That's the elite doing that. But you know they targeting you. You know that. And you know they're going to come back the next time they're going to make it permanent. Okay? So that's why we got to prepare ourselves. All right? This salvation of Israel is going to be done in stages. So the Most High has given us a chance now. Get ourselves together.
That's right.
O nation not desired. Gather yourselves together, O nation not desired, before the decree brings forth, before the destruction brings forth. This is what the Most High is saying. So, I just want to give you a little history of the Marshal Allah. And so this is our 12th summit. We had summits in D.C., North Carolina, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, a couple times, California, San Diego. All right, we had Ohio. Okay, we had summits all over the country. Most I will. We're going to have one in Chicago. Most I will, maybe New Orleans. Okay, we're looking at all these places. And we're going to bring the Marshal Allah. Okay, the government of Israel, okay, to all the different camps, Israelite camps across America, and then most of will abroad, okay, abroad. And we're going to have brothers come up and speak, brothers from Dimona, they're going to come up and speak, and they're going to let you know about the summit that they're having over there in Dimona, Israel, okay? So before we do that, what we're going to do, we're going to have all the elders of the Marshal Yasha speak on their department. What the Spirit of the Most High showed us was we needed a structure. All right? And you cannot have a structure in a government without what? Leadership, council. Look, the Hebrew village taught us and showed us 50 years ago. That's right. When they went to Israel. That's right. They got a structure over there for 50 years. But in the land. That's why you see a lot of the brothers over here in America going to Mount Zion now. Come? All right? The Spirit is leading us there. But they had the structure all the time over there in Israel. So we have to build the government. We're a nation in exile. Don't you understand that? Yeah. But with no government to speak of. Because the government has to be built on what? Yeah, you had the Black Panthers tried, NAACP, all these black organizations, but what don't they have? They don't have the structure, the blueprint in the Bible. And the blueprint, the word is who? The Mashiach Yahushua. Because the government shall be upon whose shoulders? The Mashiach Yahushua. They had brought in the Mashiach Yahushua and the word, maybe with the Most High would allow some of those organizations to be built up. But you know, once Esau get a hold of it and the elite get a hold of it, it's through. Okay? Okay, so we had to build the structure and we had to get brothers who are in the truth for a long period of time. You got brothers up here that have been in the truth 25, 30 years. Okay, 20, 25, 30 years. So there's a lot of experience up here. And so we had to get brothers that we knew that were trustworthy, brothers that had wisdom, that had knowledge, know the scriptures. But we all go over it. We all go everything that we do. We counsel on it. Okay? So we're going to go down the line. We're going to let you know who these brothers are. There's a few that's not here with us today. Okay, there's a few that's not here. There's 3 of them that's not here today. But nonetheless, they are part of the council of the Missionary Work. Okay? So I'm going to start from the right, and I'm going to go down.
Shalom. And when Barak said the summit, you have to remember when we send letters, invitation note, other brothers was asked to join and they refused. So we're not going to make it seem like it's a dictatorship. It's who know who, but other brothers was asked to be a part of this, and they refused. Parash, who was the last brother? Wasn't you asked to be a part of it? And he told us, give him a week, 2 by a month, remember? So we never did that to other brothers. So it's not a dictatorship, right? And we're still asking other brothers to be part of it. Because when you talk about the government, a government cannot be a bunch of yes men. A government cannot be established by, I said yes to everything Barak said, Nathaniel said, Perazah said, or any of these brothers said. A government with other views. Just like in ancient Israel, you have the scribes, the Pharisees, the Sadducees. All did have a voice in the nation there. Nobody could stop them from going to the temple. Because when you create a temple for Israel, you cannot stop nobody from going there. But you have all these schools kicking people out of the congregation now. So that means it was not established for the nation. So now we're establishing something for the nation. We need other help out here, even overseas, to be part of this government to push it forward. For it to be established in the fullness, as what Shai said, the government shall be on the shore. Alright?
All right. So, so we're going to start from the right, and we're going to go over down and then name the brothers who are on the council. So you just get familiarized with the brothers on the council. And then after that, these same brothers are going to speak on the departments that they are over. They're over certain departments in the Mashara Yasha'ala. Okay, Khan? First, the Mashara Yasha'ala means government of Israel. And the Spirit came upon brothers here to develop a flag. Okay? Because all nations have a flag, right? So Israel got a flag. We got our flag. And we made our own flag. We don't need the white man telling us what flag to make up. We made our own flag according to the scriptures, though. Okay? All right? And so this is the flag. All right? I know brothers are in the way, but let's come over this way. But as you can see, the flag has the 12 tribes. Is it set as the corner? Okay, you see the 12 tribes on the side, okay? All the way down from Judah, Benjamin, Levi, all the way down to Issachar, okay, 12 tribes. You have the menorah in the middle, of course, and then you have Mashara in Hebrew, Mashara Yasha'al in Hebrew going around. Cut? All right? So that establishes everything the Most High shows us. And the colors. Where do you see, read the colors at in the Bible? All right, in Exodus, the colors of the tabernacle, okay? Purple, red, blue, those are the colors of the tabernacle the Most High had Moses established with the nation of Israel. Okay, Con? So that's why we got those particular colors. And you can see it up here also. Okay, Con? So that's the flag. Okay, get the Most High, the Yahweh. When we first started the summits in D.C., we didn't have this. This came probably about maybe the 3rd or 4th summit. Come. As the Spirit came up upon brothers, and here it was. Okay, come? All right. So we're going to start with the brother from the right, all right, which is Priest Kahan. All right, that's Priest Kahan. The brother did the prayers this morning. All right, Kahan is from the Light of Zion in Florida. All right. Remember, we network with a lot of camps. So he's from the camp in Florida, the Light of Zion. And some of you know the Light of Zion. You go on YouTube, you go on internet, you will find him. This is Priest Kahan. He's one of the elders of the school, the Light of Zion. And he's, right now, he is part of the Mashar Yasha'ala as the priest. He runs the priest department. He's a Levite. And he runs that department. So later on, he's going to tell you some information concerning that department. So let's give Priest Kahan. Priest Kahan been in the troop a long time. He's one of the elders on the council of martial arts of Allah. Then you have, Karada Za'ala. Karada Za'ala is another Levite. He's part of the House of David in Brooklyn. Right now he resides in Jamaica. Jamaica has the House of David down there also, okay? And we're looking at doing a summit in Jamaica too, okay? All the camps are there. We got Mustafa who ran the camp in Jamaica. He's from Jamaica for a long period of time, okay? And now he's up here trying to get things together under the martial arts of Allah. So that's the spirit of Mosai. So Karadas of Allah, the brother's an expert in Hebrew, okay? He's going to show you some of his Hebrew booklets that he got. He's going to speak on the Hebrew language. The martial arts of Allah, right? And the Hebrew language, you have the Paleo Hebrew, all right? The spirit is on his brother, and he wrote a few books in Hebrew. He wrote the Old Testament, the New Testament, all in Hebrew. He got Hebrew pamphlets. So he's going to speak to you about that. So this is Karadas of Allah, okay? Then you have Brother Parza. Parza is a brother that's part of the Martial Arts Allah Council, and he's over the Spanish-speaking tribes. He's like a diplomat for the Spanish-speaking tribes. Okay, the brother is fluent in Spanish. Okay, he didn't show you none of that when he was teaching the Shabbat service, but he's going to show you a little bit what he knows. He's fluent in Spanish. The brother does travel. There's a lot of traveling. He is an evangelist. He does a lot of traveling. The brother been to India. He's been to Belize, South America. All the Spanish-speaking tribes, he's a diplomat for the Spanish-speaking tribes, okay? So he was originally from the Ohio camp, now they're in Mexico, okay? Parza, this brother here too, they're in Mexico right now, dealing with the Spanish-speaking tribes and trying to get them together. Come? Come? So let's give Parza, okay? He's part of the council. Okay, then you got Nathaniel Allah, okay? Nathaniel has been in truth for a long time. Originally part of the Ohio camp, now he's in Mexico with Parza. And he's a brother that's going to teach you concerning the laws and the Torah and the Torah and the laws and statutes. The brother is going to show you that he got a book. He categorized all the commandments, laws, statutes, and commandments. So if you want to find something on marriage, you go to marriage. You want to find something on circumcision, you go to circumcision. So he got that all categorized, all the laws. All right, and he's going to show you tonight, bring some information about that tonight. He's also the gatekeeper. He'll tell you about the different gates, how Israel, in the history, how we had our different gates. Come? Judah had their gate, Benjamin had their gate, Levi had their gate, but we were all in what? Hamashiach Yahushua as one. Come? Well, this brother brings out a lot of information about that. Okay, come? So let's give Nathaniel Allah a round of applause. Another council member of martial law. Then we have Karash. Okay, this is Karash. He's our counselor. He's running the department. He's like a counselor. If you know anything about Karash, he loves to counsel you. All right, you need counseling, anything, any problem, any situation, he will counsel you according to the scriptures. Come, because you need that. We all need counsel. All right, from the highest of us to the least of us, we all need counsel at times. Okay, but this brother's a good counselor. He's very, very good, and he's been in the truth for a long time. Okay, a lot of these brothers, okay, came out of the school in Manhattan. All right, at 1 West under Marsha, Yaiquab, and Ariel. A lot of these brothers. Okay. And then, of course, when splits happen and so forth, these brothers form their own schools. But in the spirit of a Mashiach Yahushua. Come? Okay? There's one thing we say, to be a part of this, in Mashiach Allah, you have to be in HaMashiach Yahushua. Come? All right? You have to be in HaMashiach. Okay? So this is Karash. So he's going to bring out later on certain information concerning the counseling department. Okay? Come? So let's give a hand for Karash. All right. Then we have Zaquan. All right. Zaquan is over the camp, Yahweh's camp. Okay. Yahweh's camp in North Carolina. Come. And he is a scribe. He's running the scribe department. The brother already got about 4 books on the market. All right, he got some very good books. It's all about the truth, though. He got 4 books in Barnes and Nobles. You can go anywhere in one of those bookstores and find this brother's books. All right, he's a good writer in the spirit of a Mashiach Yahushua. So the Spirit showed us to make him the scribe, the recorder. So anything that we need written down, anything that we need to written down for the law, and that we need to keep in history and records, we have this brother write it down for us. Just like didn't David have a recorder? You had David, you had the high priest, and you had the recorder. Okay, so in the council of the Mashiach, we have a recorder. He's also part of the Treasury Department. All right, he's going to tell you about the pantry that we got. He's going to tell you about the phone book, okay, that he developed for the nation. So he's going to give you all that information. So this is Zaquan, Elder Zaquan from Yahweh's Camp, North Carolina. Part of the Mashiach. Then you have Methathua, okay? Methathua, interesting story about Methathua. He was down in Jamaica for over 10 years running the camp down there. And the Spirit of the Most High got on him to come up. And he was part of the house of David, but in Jamaica, okay? As you know, Jamaica has a couple of camps down there, Israelite camps. And I've been down there about 3 times. And you got other brothers, Priest Kahan's been down there. So we've been down there and we speak down there also. Because our brothers and sisters down there, they need it too. They need to hear the word. And we got to get them together down there in Jamaica also. As well as all the West Indies. Okay? So Methathua, the Spirit got on him to be able to come to America. And the Most High and Yahushua made it a way where Methathua can get here. The brother lived better than some of us that have been here all our lives. But nevertheless, the Most High is with him. Okay? Now, many of you, when you go on YouTube, you go on Facebook, you go on social media, who do you see? Correspondence. Methathua. He's the head of our correspondence department. He has that knack. He can get brothers together and speak to young men. He has that knack where he can do the spirits with him with that. Who do you see? Methathua. He's all over YouTube, all over the place. Okay? So he's in that generation of young men that come up and all they know is social media. That's all they know. But Methathua, the Spirit's on him to be able to do that. He's going to bring out information concerning the correspondence department. And later on, he's going to speak on different brothers that's going to come up and he's going to announce them, and they're going to come up and speak. Okay, Con? So let's give Methathua, who's part of the house of David. He's our correspondent. Been in the truth for a long time. He's the correspondence department of the Mashiach. Okay? Then we do have an officers council, so I would just name the brother on the end here. He's going to be brought up and he's going to give you information. This is Yachanan, okay? He's part of Yahweh's camp. He's part of Yahweh's camp in North Carolina, as well as Priest Zaquan. And the thing about Yachanan is that he's over the whole security, okay, and training department of the Mashiach Yasha'al. So your brothers might have heard different trainings going on. Well, you can't have a nation without a military. Come on. You can't have a nation without training, without the young men being trained as a military. Come. This brother is very good at training men and bringing men up in the spirit of a Mashiach, okay, and that spirit of a soldier, and that spirit of a warlike spirit that Yahushua is looking for. All right, and so he's trained these brothers, and he's very good at it. So he's going to bring out information concerning the training department and the security department. Okay, so he's head over that department. Come. Okay. So now, and then myself, my name is Barak. I'm from the house of David. I'm like the spokesman, all right, for the Mashiach Allah. And so we put this council together. We want to give the Most High Yahushua another round of applause for bringing these brothers together. Because it's very important. So what we're going to do now is we're going to, the brothers can have a seat, and we're just going to have the brothers from Kahan, Priest Kahan, he's going to speak on his department so that everybody get familiarized with the Marshal Allah and what's happening. All right, Kahan, yeah, come. You're right, my mistake, yeah. We're going according to our itinerary, you're right. My mistake. So, Yakanan. Come on up, Yakanan.
All praises to the mighty one of Abraham, mighty Jacob. It's beautiful to be here to see all of Yahshua in accordance and in discipline. And that's what we lack in our nation. We lack the discipline necessary to do the Father's will. It's physical analogies that convey spiritual truth. A lot of people say we don't need the training. What are you doing that for? The Most High will put the Spirit on you when it comes time. I haven't seen that in the Scripture. Every time I look at, even when it comes to your study, it's a discipline. You use your physical attributes to receive spirituality. Use your physical eyes to read. Use your physical brain to comprehend. And so that's what the Heavenly Father is requiring from us. We're not training just to fight our enemy. The training is the discipline necessary for you to serve your power. Any faith that puts all the responsibility on the Heavenly Father is an irresponsible faith. That's lukewarmness. We're not looking for a few good men. We're looking for a few righteous men that are willing to do what's necessary. The prerequisite for winning and defeating our enemy was always complete compliance to the Ta'arah. And if you're not willing to do that, then you're not needed. Because what you're going to do is compromise what the Most High is doing. In the spirit of Yahweh Shah, is complete obedience. Give me the book of Joel, and I want you to read for me Joel 3:9. And then I'm just going to talk about a little of the training. I mean, we go all over. We've been to California. Matter of fact, the next training is going to be back in California, Sacramento. We train in North Carolina. We do cold weather training, different terrain. My experiences in the military, and I also have other facilitators such as Brother Tazadat. Even tomorrow, we're going to have an introduction to the Israelite trooper program, aka Men of War. So again, the discipline mount. The discipline, not labor, but mount. Men of War. The discipline is what's going to get us victory. So that's what we're training for. We're not saying that we're just being bad and we want to hurt somebody. No, it's for our obedience to our power. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
The book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 9. Proclaim you this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up.
Again, it's preparation, and it's time to wake up. Whenever Moshe or Marshall had his hands up, that was symbolic to obedience, to compliance. So I just want to let you know on Makar, tomorrow it's an introduction. I know some people's schedules, they kind of different. You have some, as Elder Barak brought out, some celebrate the lunar solar Shabbat, some the weekly Shabbat. So for the Akim that can and are willing, we're going to meet 8 o'clock a.m. It's going to be an introduction. It's going to do a little physical training, just kind of assess where you are. Again, able men that are willing from 20 and up. So, if you don't want to do it, that's fine. You need to stay where you are. But it's going to, I'm going to give you the location now. It's Howell, I believe I'm saying it right, Howell Park or Howell Park, 983 Ralph D. Abernathy Street, and 8 a.m. sharp. And so we're going to, just do a little training, a little CPR, some of the things that you need to do. Just give you an introduction to what we do, and hopefully it will inspire many of you young men to come and be a part of your nation. Hallelujah. Wow. That's it.
All right, so let's give Yahweh Bahasham and Mashiach a round of applause. That is Yachanan. We're going to do the part of Mashiach. Okay? The next brother that's up is Methapua. He's over the correspondence department of the martial law. That's y'all.
Yeah, shalom, shalom. I'm over the treasury also. Right? Even to deal with treasury, it's like a strange thing if we read the book of Sirach. Basically telling you an individual who deal with the treasury for the nation is very, very thin line. You understand? Because if you not dollar that money go in your pocket, that's dishonesty. And we discussed earlier in terms of trust. It's something that needed, and it's a very, very big office. A lot of brothers here don't even want nothing to do with it. But anyway, as a nation, we're building a nation. The brother came up and he talked about the military wise. It's very important. Because all the door in this building, we have a guard there of our own people, of our own nation. We'll be stupid not to do that, huh? So we see that the need for security, you have so-called military background for Esau. So we utilize him in this department. And from the correspondent department, you know, other brothers who want to be part of that movement, who have a gift towards any part of the offices up here, you just come forward to the brothers that in that department and tell them you can assist, you can help, and we move forward in that. And Khan, you have a couple brothers here been through the training program, right? So you've been through, stand up and just give 2 minutes or a minute of what you experienced there. Because most of our officers, they've been through that program where they go train in the army with North Carolina for a weekend. They can cut military-wise everything. Even when we go to Zion, we have our military man that comes to Zion with us. We ain't gonna call his name because we can't tell him everything. But everywhere you go, you have to have some sense of military. That's what it means, right? So we have that, and we want to put it on the rest of camps. Where the camps have set up military, because you have to learn to set up this over here too. Esau, they go to Israel, I see midget with gun. You remember that around? Little midget, Israel is a military state, which I love. Because we should be a military state. When David was 15, Goliath was dead, right? You think David just went to the battlefield without no training, nothing? So in part of the correspondence, you can correspond for stuff like this. You can correspond for stuff like financial too. We need that. You understand? In the financial department, we really need help, and the help what we need. What's the purpose? We get the money. What's the purpose of the money? To put on summits like these? Not because the owner gave us the building, we still have to pay for it. Huh? We still have to pay. We still have to give them something. And this is the first summit that we kept. And you see, it took 12 summits. This is the first summit we keep, where everything goes towards our people. All the money we pay for the catering, the food, for the building, go right back into our own Israelite brothers' pocket. Right? Not even $1 go back into the enemy pocket. Not yet. You know the scripture says we have to serve him in the want of all things. But the money is still in Israelite pocket for now. It ain't go back out yet. So you give financial help. That's what it went before. We have brothers and sisters who want to go to Zion. Because the fundamental, as Barak said earlier, the Black Panther tried, they failed. As I mentioned earlier, every organization tried outside of Yahushua, they failed. But I look at the thing too, every organization tried to establish outside of Zion, failed. Because the nation of people, we ain't going to establish and be blessed on the earth in no other nation apart from the land that God gave to us. And we stress our brothers in the bone.
Yeah, doing Aaron right quick. What you
They live like for 50 years.
to see if he had any knew the seating arrangements, because he was dealing with it at first.
I did the right thing. Brothers here, we have proof, right? Correct?
I think they're working it out.
Okay. Face to face.
Appreciate that.
We have some on video, I just not ready to put it up yet. I'm just waiting until the correct time. You understand? But the thing is, you ask a question, but you have to ask a question. What are you going to prevent it from happening again? What was the judgment taken? I have all that answer. Just like in our community, you have brothers say they was robbed by other brothers. How we going to prevent that? How we correct it? So in every government, so I just want two scriptures to read. So come on, you help me? I need verse 6. Jeremiah 50, verse 6.
My people have been lost sheep. Their shepherds caused them to go astray. They have turned them away on the mountains. They have gone from mountain to hill. They have forgotten their resting place.
So that's what we become as a nation of peace. We become lost sheep. You understand me? So that's why I like again, we have to make the other one, Isaiah 55, 50, 28. So that's why if you give donation, you have brothers need passport. You have when you go there, brothers need somewhere to stay. You understand me? You need transportation. Because a lot of people go to Israel and think they have, what do you call it now? Like servants there. Somebody might pick you up and do all it. No. No, it will not happen. And some brothers and sisters see that the hard way. Because anywhere you go, you have to prepare. Brothers will see us inside and they'll call and I want to move here now. No, it don't work like that. You understand? You have to prepare. Anything you do, you prepare. Right? Read what you have, my brother.
52 and 8 Isaiah. The watchmen shall lift up the voice. With the voice together shall they sing. For they shall see eye to eye. When the Most High shall bring them again, Zion.
So that's my perspective. We're going to be on one accord. We're going to see eye to eye when we go back over there to the promised land. You understand me? We're going to have all these problems over here. But we go to Israel. Who we have over there? Why do you think we go over there, we gravitate to them so much? Those are the only brothers we have over here. You have the other brother, Joshua, he's in a rod. We deal with him too. We can't go over there and ask our people, ask Esau historical events over there. Esau don't know nothing. The white man don't know nothing in the land. You have our people there, no word in that land and here. And it's very important for our people to go over there and get the blessing also. You understand me? I remember we go trips. It was me and Karatazala, and a sister called and said to bring her something for eczema. And me and Karatazala, we went to by the so-called Dead Sea, and we get something in there and we bring it back for eczema. And she said our eczema better before they dry and finish. So just look at that. No more eczema. You understand? They used the salt from the sea and the mud and all that, put it on the skin, and they were all healed. You understand me? So as a nation, correspondent, how we going to reach to Zion? When we go to Zion, what to do? But as a nation of people, it's that time we have to seek Zion. But the scripture tells us our law, our salvation coming from the east. So with that, I said shalom. Shalom.
Yeah, so that was Matthew, the correspondent and the Treasury Department, okay? And he's going to give you some more information concerning that department, Treasury Department. The next brother that's up is, all right, Karash, all right, Elder, the Marshal Allah Karash, and he's going to give you information concerning the counseling department.
Shalom, brothers and sisters. Marshal Allah, that are near and far, that are born and free. Our life is hid in Yahweh Shai, so we got to stay in that direction. But I'm over dealing with, along with, the brothers in the counseling department, because we are counselors. But I have a lot of scriptures, and I've done a lot of counseling over the years with couples, people, children, taught homeschooling classes, and also deal with the history of the Bible also. The counseling, I'm the one that's going to call me. I can guide you to counsel that you may need. I also look into what the world does also, because they have a lot of information that we need, and I have some of those contacts. If you need counseling in different situations in your home or your family, how to deal with being an Israelite every day. That's a big one. It's not always nice being an Israelite every day. And walking around knowing this. And how should I say, we shall drink this cup. You know, and we drink it all the way down to the dregs. And he said, we're going to walk this cross. So we got to carry our cross. But that don't mean we can't help each other carry it. Didn't the brother from Cyrene help Christ carry his cross? So this is what we're here for. And I'm the one that just, I'm a contact, but maybe you want to talk to Fanyal, or Rosali's brothers, and maybe all of us might deal with you. But the thing is, we have to get to what the problem is. If it's a problem, maybe just something like it. You may want to call, but you can get me through the brothers here, through the numbers. I'm on Facebook on Karash Yasha Allah, CHAARASH. I'll be back online Tuesday. They kind of got a little angry at me, the Facebook person. But I was dropping some stuff on what happened with Brother Mark and his whole government thing. And I put all I did was put Ecclesiastes 3, 1, and 8. Time for all things under the sun. Time for hate, time for war, time for peace. That's why they say, oh, you're teaching hate speech, 7 days. So I'll be back on Tuesday. So, Karash Yasha Allah. And you can find me there. I'll friend you. I probably know who you are from whoever. If you're an Israelite, and I check out your page, and I'm like, okay, you're all right. As soon as I get on there, but we have your shirt off, I don't do that. I don't know how to do that. Sisters, you should have your shirt off, but it's just, I look through it and I make sure there's somebody else can be my friend and how we can heal. And then from there, I network and see what kind of counsel help you might need. I counsel out on Facebook. Now, the other one, to the conclusion, I deal with the history of the Bible also, from Genesis to Revelation. And 2 scriptures you can just read, 2 Peter 3 and 8, Psalms 98, I believe Psalms, this y'all just writing down, Psalms 90 and 4. And David speaks about 1,000 years. David and Peter think about 1,000 years is one day is 1,000 years. So we have 2 ways you can look at the first 7 days of creation. It could be 24 hours of the earth, or it could be 1,000 years in the day of the Most High. We're still working on that. But after that, the 7th day was the flood. And you just start counting how long Adam lived up until Noah. You count how long they lived. You really do the math, right? To Noah. You go to Genesis 5 and you read how long they lived. You go from after the flood, Genesis 9, 10, 11, how long Noah lived up until Abraham. You count, the numbers are right there. I just did the math. From Noah, Shem, Faxad, down to Selah, all the way down to all the lines of people who are Selah to Abraham, and see how long they lived and died. We do math. It's all possible. Then you go from Abraham to David. Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, okay, and Jacob in the 7th day going to Egypt, then they're coming out of Egypt, then going into Joshua, the wilderness, and going to the kingdom, to the land, up to, Samuel and to David. You just count up, you count all the captivities. You count the wilderness, 40 years. And you count Samuel, and you count Saul first, then David. That's 1,000 years. Then from David,
would we be able to bring some of the chairs out of the
house
in here or just don't matter?
just count all the kings. You count the captivities. You count Assyria. You count Babylon and all of that. And David, the kings, how long they ruled. The northern kings, how long they ruled from Jeroboam to Hosea. Going into captivity, 536, 72, and you count the Maccabees. You count that time. Ezra and the temple. You count all the way down to Yahushua's birth. Okay, and you get a number of it. Then you count, it gets easy from Yahushua's birth until the day 2019. Okay? But one scripture, I'm going to read about that, I'm going to give you back, Hosea 6:22. So, what I've done, I have a book that I'm working on, it's already done. I'm just putting together, filling the gaps, and put the nation's history in there. What was Egypt doing for Chinese and Japanese during the time of peace? During the time of peace. So you see it fits into this history. All nations' history have a history that pretty much begins around 3000 BC. You go to Landfill, he's writing in men's, around BC, and you go to the Chinese history, Hindu, all that kind of starts around that time. They have longer ones, but you have a lot of them around 3000 BC, and that's right during the time of the flood. It makes sense. You just got to do the math and check it out. But it's debatable, but we debate it going to brothers and sisters in love. That's what we do. The truth is coming out. Hosea 6:22. Let's read that down to the next verse.
Come and let us return unto the Most High, for he hath torn, and he will heal us.
Tore us up for breaking those commandments of love. He's still tearing us up. Okay? Mentally, spiritually, physically, socially, some of your marriages and some of your children, and the schools and the job and the health and the mental. We get torn up. What's he saying?
Come and let us return unto the Most High, for he hath torn, and he will heal us.
Turn mentally. We would all love to just get on the plane, let's go to Israel. And some of them can do that, but most of the 10 tribes, are we all going to return? Not until Yahushua do what we got to do through Yahweh and the angels. So we return here first, this first stage. We turn in our hearts. We turn in the information in this Bible. That's what we're doing. I would love to go to Israel. And that's good. Since we're doing that, that's all good. That gives us the first wave. We'll join you soon. We're going to be there. That's the destiny. We can't go nowhere else but Jerusalem. So return mentally and spiritually first. The Most High wants you to learn how to behave in the kingdom. So the first thing is get these laws down. If you're going to go in there being niggas and being, all these names, these derogatory nationalities that we going by, we're going to go in there to 12 tribes of Israel. Okay? Return, okay, mentally and spiritually, with love. Then the Most High going to come, okay, we're ready. He wants some worthy vessels to work with. Go ahead.
He hath smitten, he will bind us up.
He's smitten us, he's going to bind us up. And he's doing it now, in our minds and in our hearts. We're being binded together in the knowledge of our 12 tribes and the laws and the Bible. This is what martial law is about, networking, getting y'all to see different Israelites around the world. Okay? And wake up people. Brothers getting woke up just by coming here and seeing stuff and having some type of point of clarity where we see brothers who've been in this for a while and we can deal with some scriptures in the scriptures. Okay, we all got pieces, but up here we have most of it, I can say, being all these years in this. Okay, not just brothers, like you said, have been on YouTube 2 months and he's a high priest over school. You got your part, I ain't saying nothing wrong with you. The Bible says don't despise the youth. But we gotta bring it all together as one, binding together, like the scripture said. Go ahead.
After 2 days will he revive us.
2 days is a revive us. That means 2 days from now, we gotta go to Peter's. 1,000 years is 1 day. The reviving that happened around the year 2000, and that time was thrust up and wake up of Israel. The spirits were bad as well as good. Because they made all these schools come out, and you had computers, you had the internet. That wasn't like a revival. You only wake up, your body ain't moving, but your eyes are moving, just walking around. That was a revival around the year 2000. 2 days from the birth of Christ. Then it says what?
And in the third day he will raise us up.
We are 19 years in the third day, but in the third millennium. Okay? We're in the 3,000 year or millennium right now. This is the third, we're in it now. He didn't say he was going to do it on the day. He said in that day, meaning any time now in this third millennium. Because we passed 2 millenniums already, in 2000. We were revived. Read that part last one.
In the third day he will raise us up, and we shall live in his sight.
This is that millennium. This is that day of the Lord. Okay, this 1,000-year period, maybe 24 hours. The Lord ain't working on earth now. He's a God. He's a power. He's working on his time. Okay, so we're in the third day. We're 19 years into it. We got the 40-year thing going on, and we got any day now, like a thief in the night. Throw all that in there. Keep the faith. And if you get robbed, have your backup faith. Because in the backup faith is counsel. Our brothers and sisters here that can keep us moving while we're getting smitten. Because Satan is smitten. One of the Most High is smitten. The Most High is Satan is smitten. So we got to realize this battle and realize the weapons we have to fight it and to defend ourselves. They're not carnal, even though we need that too, but the spiritual has to be more emphasized. We done tried the carnal, we keep getting beat up. We still need it. David trusting the Lord, but he had his sword. So we got to do both. But we got to do a balance. We're more carnal. We got to get more spiritual. And then the Most High is going to bring this in this day. He's going to raise us up. So we're revising that. Now this is the raise up time. So let's raise up. So I'll praise you. How about you? Y'all shout.
All right, the next brother on the Martial Arts Council is Quan from Yahweh's Camp, part of the Martial Arts Council. Quan?
Hey, Shalom, I'll make this real quick. I'm not going to take up too much of your time. I have two very important departments that I created about 40 years ago. One of them is concerning communication. I know a lot of you heard this. One of them is concerning communication. I think when I started this book, it might have had like about 6 pages in it. Now it has over 62. So inside this guidebook right here, I got probably like about maybe 40 of them I can give out. I'll be in the back at the end of this, and I'll have some for you. And if your number and your name is not on there, please do so to give it to me. So in this book, I'll be glad to give you one. It's listed from state to state and from city to city in every camp that's involved in Israel, and the brothers that's out there and the sisters that's out there also. So inside this book is very important because I know a lot of you always say that we don't have nothing, or you're tired of spending your money and giving it to Koreans, you may be tired of giving it to Esau like I am, like everybody else is. So if you live in Texas, you have brothers out there that do lawn care. You have sisters out there that are midwives in Boston. Okay, I'm looking right now in New York. We have brothers that are out there that are notary publics. In North Carolina, you got one brother that's a lawyer.
Peace and blessings, peace and blessings.
You got a brother that's a winemaker, a barber, youth security, voice specialist, professional roofer. You got brothers that's a bus driver. And all of this is from state to state. This is going from Alabama all the way to Wyoming. So I'll be in the back, and I'll be glad to give you a copy of this. It's very good because I had a problem about 2 weeks ago. Look inside this book. It's called a brother called Esau, a bar called Jacoby and Myers. And paid him about $1,200 brother done out. You know what I'm saying? And the brother cleared it up. Actually, the brother cleared it up for free. For zero, nothing. Okay? That when I asked Jacoby and Myers, they would probably charge me about maybe $1,500. The brother said, I'm glad to do it. So I looked in here first and said, before I give Esau my money, I'm going to go cheap right now. Okay, let me look and see if this brother it's a brother that can handle this. Okay, so we got two sisters in here also that deal with credit repair. We got teachers, we got a couple lawyers in here, and we got dentists. Okay, man. And use this to your ability, use it to your goodwill nature. Okay, and at the same time also, if there are midwives, there are 2 members in here that are midwives. Maybe you get some of the teachers to come to your school, okay, and teach the other sisters as well too. Just like the brothers. Maybe you got a brother that maybe can come to your school, call them up, tell them to come over to California, tell them to come to North Carolina and teach you about the Notary Public program. Okay, it's literally, I can go on, but I'm not going to waste that much time. You got another brother that's an artist. Okay, you got a couple more brothers. Okay, I'm just doing it random. Actually, you got a whole bunch of garment makers in this all from Jersey. He's part of our camp. He's an excellent garment maker. He's here today. You got a whole lot of mechanics in here also. Not expensive mechanics to be. Time is giving the money to Esau all the time. You go to Nike, you're going to be out of money. You go to Nike. All right? You call the brother that's in your state. Okay, maybe also he can deal with you too. You tell folks who's been blessed to be at Esau on y'all, or whatever, y'all. You got computer specialists in here. You have solar chef planners, and this is all in the nation of Yasharal. It's all in the nation of Yasharal. So at the same time also, like I said, I'm gonna give you one. Okay, and if your name is not in, you can sign it, and it'll be updated by the next summer. Done? Done. All right. Next department is very, 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 very important. I want you to listen up to this one real good. This is the pantry program that I started a year and a half ago. A year and a half ago, actually, it was just, getting everything together. In this pantry program, we have household items, deodorant, toothpaste, soap, laundry detergent, shampoo, soap, deodorant, women's hygiene products, flashlights. Those I sent the boxes to. Good. I sent over 6 or 7 boxes within maybe a year to everyone. The ones that was in Detroit last year, I feel it's like about 16 of you I didn't get around to. Don't worry about it. And I know it's going to get worse by the time this is over with. So if you want to sign up for free items, don't cost you nothing. The only thing I'm doing is just putting them in the box and I'm just mailing them off to you. That's all I'm doing. You don't have to give me a right address. You can give me your neighbor's address if you don't feel comfortable. Give me your grandma's address. Just somewhere where I can send a box to you. It's free. And if I didn't get around to you, I'll surely get around to you. And in this box, you have everything. Detergent, laundry, soap, anything you think of, toothpaste, anything I can squeeze in there. Ask the brothers if I can in North Carolina. Anything I get my hands on, I'm going to give it to you. Yeah, food as well also, yeah. Send out also non-perishable items also. I'm going to start sending that out also immediately, ASAP, immediately. All it takes is you just give me, like I said, just give me any address. Like I said, it doesn't have to be personal if you don't feel comfortable. I can't do nothing with it. I can't visit all y'all at one time.
Okay.
Anyway, so we want to give you somewhere free of charge. There's no ulterior motive behind this. I'm not getting anything out of this. It's just free boxes that I'm going to send to your house full of items. That's all. All right, and like I said, the pantry department, like I said, I've sent out 67 boxes already. All right, and I'm pretty sure the crowd here tonight, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be a little bit more visited and hungry with you group. I'm going to be just a little bit, that's a young group. It's about 200. Y'all alone, I counted right here. So I know y'all going to sign up, okay, just like the draft. All right, so with that right there, that's it. That's my time. But I'll be in the back after this is over with. So like I said, sign up for this, and get your guide. But like I said, a lot of numbers are in here from camp leaders. My name, Barack, House of David, all the camps across the country. Okay, it's in this book right here. Specialty, what you do. I don't care what you do. Just put your name in there. I don't care if you just come out your house and stand all day. Put that in there. I stand all day. Right? I stand all day. Right? That's a skill. Be security. All right, that's a security. That's a skill. So turn to a skill. All right. So come to the back at the end. Come to the back at the end, and I'll be glad to serve you. That is my time right there. Say, "Quote your Shroud."
All right, so that's the Quan. All right, he's over the pantry department. He's a recorder. He's a scribe. That's the Quan. As the house of Marshal Rasha Allah Council. Okay, next up is Parza. He's going to speak concerning information concerning the Spanish tribes. Parza.
Shalom. My name is Parza. Banzayatan. Bangad. Banyashalala. All right, so I want to read some things real quick just to give you a scriptural background on the foundation of what I'm doing and what I'm doing. Romans chapter 10, verse 14 through 15.
Romans 10, verse 14. How then shall they call on him in whom they have not believed? And how shall they believe in him of whom they have not heard? And how shall they hear without a preacher? And how shall they preach except they be sent? As it is written, how beautiful are the feet of them that preach the gospel of peace, and bring glad tidings of good things. but they have not.
All right, so it says that you have to send, teach, hear, believe, and then call on the name of Yahweh. Call on the name of the Most High. So that's my job. You know, I travel to Gujarat, India. I travel to Central America. I live in Mexico right now for the past few years. I travel to Sri Lanka. I travel to Karnataka, India. I travel to Cochin, India, in Kerala. All right, I travel to Goa, India. I travel all throughout India because our people were taken from the east coast of India, of Africa, and put into slavery into India. So we have to go there and wake our people up. They're not going to understand and know unless somebody goes there to wake them up. We have America flooded, like Jaquan Bernard said earlier. We got America flooded, but over there it's like a drought of the truth. When we go east of the Atlantic and you go east of Africa, it's a drought of truth over there. Literally nobody in these countries I've been to that has brought them the message of Yahweh Shai as the Messiah of the Torah is our Lord and our guide that we need to understand what the Most High requires of us. Jeremiah 15:3. Because the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together. They were oppressed together. Y el Altísimo Yahweh, él hizo esto de propósito. Porque cuando se dice que hemos encontrado la tribu de Judá, de seguro también encontrarás también la tribu de Isaacar, de Gad y la casa entera de Israel. Porque dice la Biblia acá, en el versículo que vamos a leer, que eran oprimidos como en la misma tierra, a la vez. Todas las tribus también, por eso estamos mezclados, los morenos y los indígenas aquí en las Américas, juntos. Y la experiencia es igual, porque primero nos pusieron en esclavitud en Norteamérica y el Caribe. Porque de mi sangre soy de descendencia de Choctaw. Okay, y nos pusieron en esclavitud cuando llegaron del principio. Y después llegaron y trajeron los otros esclavos de la costa oeste de África. Pero primero de eso pusieron en esclavitud los tribus en el este de África, a la India y los otros países donde yo dije antes, ¿verdad? Y vamos a leer Jeremías 50, 50 and 3. Jeremiah 50 and 3.
53.
Jeremiah 50, verse 3.
For out of the north there cometh up a nation against her, which shall make her land desolate, and none shall dwell therein. They shall be.
All right, so the Most High is saying, a 33, 50-33.
Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, the children of Yashar'allah and the children of Judah were
The children of Yashar'allah are the tribes that arrived into the Americas first, and to the Caribbean, and to South America, Central America, and North America. All right, so we arrived into the Americas first. So that's the house, that's the children of Israel. When we got divided up because Solomon's son wanted to oppress us. So we divided, and then we went into Assyria, and then we came into the Americas first. And then we showed Esau how to survive in the Americas when he raped us, robbed us, murdered us, put us in slavery. And then he brought Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, as well as some of the other tribes that were mixed with Judah, Benjamin, and Levi from the west coast of Africa into the Americas again. Right, go ahead.
were oppressed together.
They were oppressed what?
Together.
So how can you have Judah and not have Issachar? Not have Ephraim? How can you have Benjamin and not have Naphtali? Not have Asher? And the only place where these two people were put in slavery and oppressed, the only place in the whole world you can go to where you have people of seemingly different ethnicities and nationalities receiving the same evil treatment by the so-called Europeans is right here in the Americas. You can't go to any other country and experience that. Matter of fact, this is the only part of the world where you can come to where the people are totally stripped of their identity, nationality, tongue, culture. and everything in the Americas. When you go into the Eastern Hemisphere, when you go into Africa, when you go to Singapore, they still have their language. When you go into Asia, they speak Chinese, they speak Hindi, they speak only. They speak all the languages over there. You come here, it's hardly nothing. You're surprised to see somebody that speaks in different languages. But we would oppress together. El artista de Dios quiere asumir nosotros juntos también. Okay? Porque son la misma gente, la misma nación también. Okay? So now let's go into the book of Ezekiel chapter 20, verse 33 to 35. Right, so my job is to go to the different, the elder and the diplomats of all the other tribes that not only speak Spanish, but that speak Portuguese. All right, that speak Quechua, that speak Mopa, that speak Yucatec. We've been to places teaching where the people didn't even talk any colonial languages until they reached 5 years old, being integrated into an English-speaking school system, where they're raised talking the languages that they spoke when the Spanish and the British came and conquered them. So those places still exist right now. Those places where our people are still existing in the Americas, and we've been to those places in the Americas to teach our people. All right, go ahead.
As I live, saith Yahweh, surely with a mighty hand, with a stretched out arm, and with fury poured out, will I rule over you.
Yahweh said that in order for him to be our ruler, our king, again, he's going to have to pour out his wrath and his fury upon the nation that put us in captivity. Because we had to pay, and the Most High said they're going to have to pay also. As a man sows, so shall he reap. We reap what we sow over in the Americas. We sowed disobedience, and the Most High said, if you break this covenant, this is your punishment. And we got that punishment. Go ahead.
And I will bring you out from the people.
He's going to bring us out from the people. Go ahead.
And will gather you out of the countries wherein ye are scattered.
So like we read in Romans chapter 10. How are they going to understand who they are, what they need to do, what is repentance, what is salvation, what is their covenant, if they do not know who they are, if nobody goes to teach them? They're not going to wake up one morning like you did and say, I'm an Israelite, I got to keep the commandments. Nobody woke up like that. All right, go ahead. No, one last point.
This one by the piano.
1 verse 1 through 4. Because when we're looking at the Bible, and when we travel to these places, our people are in dire need. Not only just of the basic understanding of their history, but also in wisdom. How to navigate through problems. How to navigate through different situations. So as I'm traveling and as I'm teaching, I'm equipping brothers with the tools that they need to kind of be on autopilot spiritually. Here's the problem that you're going to encounter. Here's the scriptures to deal with. Here's how you fast. Here's how you pray. Here's how you store treasure in heaven and increase your virtue. Proverbs 1 through 4.
The Proverbs of Solomon, the son of David, Dawiyah, king of Israel.
So Solomon is telling you in his introduction why he's writing this book, but I'm almost finished. Go ahead.
To know wisdom and instruction.
So wisdom is like it says, wisdom is our sister. So we have to know her. We have to have a relationship with wisdom. Go ahead.
To receive the words of understanding, to receive the instruction of wisdom.
So wisdom instruction, you want to throw a proverb. Oh, this person has wrath, oh, give a soft answer. Or there's a problem, this is how you handle that problem. It's all in Proverbs. These are the laws that wisdom is talking about that we have to read and apply to our life, which is really the counsel of Yahweh helping to cleanse our spirit. Go ahead.
Justice and judgment,
Justice, which is righteousness, Tzaddik in Hebrew. Go ahead.
and equity, to give subtlety to the simple, to the young man, knowledge and discretion.
So we have 7 phases of wisdom. The beginning of wisdom is the fear of Yahweh. After we have that fear of Yahweh, now we have to get the instruction from the scripture, which is the knowledge. Then we have to get the understanding. Then we get the discretion, which is the mazamah, or how to execute that plan to apply the knowledge that you have. Then you have to reach the 4th pillar, which is equity. All right, which is how is it going to balance out and be applied in this situation, and when I want somebody doing this to my mother, when I want somebody doing this to me. Then after that, we arrive at righteousness. Is it righteous in the laws of Yahweh to handle this problem this way right now?
it might be okay for somebody to do this, but is it proven that this
I'm down with, I come to this story.
And after that, we're rising Mashapat, which is
You live out here?
which is what we're going to do. Only day when we come to the judgment and execute it do we walk into wisdom. Do we actually apply and know wisdom when we apply that knowledge, when we see that it matches up to all those phases? So as we're traveling, talking, and teaching, you coming into Buddhism, you coming into Hindu, you coming into all kinds of different ancient demonic forces and religions trying to do all types of things against the Most High. But it's navigated through commandments, through Yahushua, and through understanding how to apply wisdom to these situations. So we put the law book together also to help us understand the laws of Yahweh. So if anybody or any sisters out there, si pueden hablar español e inglés también, o si conocen gente que no vive en los Estados Unidos, que tienen problemas, tal vez hablando español, hablando inglés, pero quieren enseñar y quieren aprender la verdad de la cultura, la identidad verdadera de nuestra gente, que me diga y podemos trabajar juntos, ¿me entiendes? No más que me diga que podemos hacer esta obra juntos porque nadie puede hacerlo solo. Somos una nación y tenemos que trabajar juntos. Toda la gloria y alabanza a Yahweh, el Altísimo de Israel. Aleluya. 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 So come. Pause, Spirit of Most High. So as we continue, we have the Daniela over the law department.
Come, my name is Daniela. I'm over the Torah and law enforcement. Any nation trying to establish themselves must first establish government. Okay, and then under that government, they must establish what law they're going to follow. But we already have our law. Our law is in your hands right now. But with that law must come understanding. But with that understanding must come what? The raw basics. Repentance, obedience, Yahweh, Yahushua, your nation, Yashala, and the understanding and preparing for these last days. And this is the whole purpose of what the servant is supposed to do. But in order to have a government, what must we have first? 1 Corinthians 14:40. 1 Corinthians 14:40. Let all things be done decently and in order. Decently and in order. Okay? We can have numbers, but if we're not in order, you can have all the numbers in the world. It's not going to mean anything. And your enemy will pick you off like it's nothing. Because he is in order, and he has structure, and he has discipline, and he can execute. He's got specialists that can execute on any level. Okay? Diplomatically, administratively, and on the battlefield. All right? But we have the greatest strategist. That's Yahweh. All right? And we have the greatest general, Yahweh Shah HaMashiach. But he can't deal with us if we don't want to deal with ourselves. And that's what, read that again. Let all things be done decently and in order. The order we're trying to establish is the order of our nation. All camps, all schools, all Knesses, all communities coming under one banner, which is under Yahweh Shai Mashiach. Okay? But with that banner and with that structure must be order. And this is what we're trying to establish. Okay? And what does Torah and law enforcement deal with? The Torah. Okay? Being on one page when it comes to the scriptures. Okay? Now that means, that's not to say we're going to agree on doctrine. I said Torah. Alright? Not doctrine, I said Torah. That's the law. Okay? So the law says what? The Shabbat is from Friday night sundown and Saturday night sundown. No buying and selling. Okay? No personal pleasure. We should all agree upon that, because if we agree upon it, that's the vibration that we're sending up to the Heavenly Father. And we all get checks against our name, because we all know we got a bunch of red that we need to blot out next to our names. All right? Deuteronomy, the 30th chapter. All right? So, with that being said, our holy convocation. Now, I know there's different dates. We don't have to argue about that. But the point is, we need to establish that we are doing these holy convocations. You need to be doing the new moon, the Kadash. Okay? You have a right to take off for your holy convocation. But if you don't exercise your right, you ain't going to have the right. Now, does that mean that Esau is going to honor your right? Maybe he will, maybe he won't. But remember the woman and her sons that honored the word of the Most High, meaning the law, unto death, and did not eat swine against the king's commandment. All right? But why do we have that example? To tell us that perilous times are ahead of us. Okay? Martyrdom might be required of us. Okay? But are we spiritually prepared for that? Do we understand the reward that we shall receive in heaven for that? Okay? Now, this is Deuteronomy, the 30th chapter. Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 1. And it shall come to pass, when all these things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse, which I have set before thee, and thou shalt call them to mind among all the nations whither the Lord thy God, Yahweh Elohim, hath driven thee. So we are calling it to mind. This day, right here, right now, we're calling to mind our disobedience to the Heavenly Father. This is why we send up prayers on the summits. Collectively, we put down our different individual groups, our individual titles, but we send up prayers collectively as our nation, Yasha'Allah. All right? And that's what the Most High recognizes. The fact that we're able to do that. Because being in order is to recognize that our different groups are part of that order. All right? You need your autonomy because you got people that you're dealing with whatever state or whatever city that you dwell in. All right? We don't need confusion in that, but we need order and cooperation together as a body of people. If we are in the body of Yahweh Shai Mashiach, okay? Because we're all representative of that body. Whether you're an arm, whether you're a hand, whether you're a foot, okay? But within the brain and the order is the direction that we have to go as a nation.
And shall return unto Yahweh Elohim, and shalt obey his voice according to all that I command thee this day, thou and thy children, with all thine heart and with all thy soul.
So this is what we have to do. We have to demonstrate it. We can say it all we want, but if we don't have the proper demonstration, it means nothing. Okay? It means nothing. Faith without works is what? All right, we know that one, so we got to demonstrate that work. And the wages of sin is what? So if we know what the payment is for sin, and we know that we don't want that payment, then we know what we have to do to escape that payment. That is to do that which is required of the Heavenly Father.
Deuteronomy 30:3. That then Yahweh Elohim will turn thy captivity and have compassion upon thee.
Now that's conditional. He said, read that again.
That then Yahweh Elohim will turn thy captivity and have compassion upon thee.
Now he will turn that captivity that we're in when we demonstrate what? Obedience. Okay? We have to demonstrate obedience collectively.
Verse 2. And thou shalt return unto Yahweh Elohim and shalt obey his voice.
And that's the obedience that we have to demonstrate. The obedience to keep the weekly Shabbat. The obedience to keep the new moon. The obedience to keep the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Passover, the Day of Atonement, okay? That obedience collectively is what's going to make the Heavenly Father recognize us as the nation that we are called by. Our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Not by our word, but by our deeds and by our actions. Okay? Word is bond. All right? But if we give our word, then we have to demonstrate that action. Both men, women, and children, because they're the future. Okay, they don't know the corruption that we have learned in this wicked world. They're the future of our nation, but we have to demonstrate how that nation goes forward.
Salakia. Anybody drive a blue Ford van across the street? They say it's in the wrong spot, they're trying to tow it. So if anybody drive a blue Ford van across the street, just go get it. Alright? Salakia.
That then Yahweh Elohim will turn thy captivity and have compassion upon thee.
and will return and gather thee from all the nations whither Yahweh Alahayaka hath scattered thee.
So this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to be gathered from the four corners of the earth, whithersoever we be scattered to. This is why this brother is going to India. This is why he's going to Brazil. This is why he's going to Sri Lanka, okay, and Turkey and other parts. And this is why we summon all brothers and sisters that have a need and a desire to help the nation to come forward with your skill sets. Because I'm also dealing with the gatekeeper, and that means organizing the different gates, the different cities, the different camps to work together. There's strength in numbers, but that strength will not come if you don't demonstrate the ability to work together. So with that, I say, Kwam Yashala. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
All right, next brother up. All right, the Marshall Shala Council, Priest Kahan. Okay, Kahan, over the priest department.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. All right, so like you said, Priest Kahan over the priest department. First of all, to give all praise to the Holy One of Israel, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, for his mercy between the years forever. I want to thank everybody for coming out. Dedication, sacrifice, of course, one takes sacrifice to be here. So throughout history, the priesthood has played an important role in the nation of Israel. Throughout captivities, the Most High dealt with the priests to keep us intact as the mediator between the Most High and Israel. So within the priesthood department, there's different things that we do for the nation. Presently, to date, we have sent out over 200 letters for people trying to get off of the Shabbat. Two people that I know have won lawsuits, not big money, but small lawsuits for they've been mistreated and letting them out of the Shabbat. We also have letters for men that want to grow their beard. We have letters for that as well. Immunization shots. And also women that are being forced to wear pants on the establishment, we have letters for that as well. Okay, so there's no reason for anyone here to transgress the law of the Most High God. And anyone here that have reached out to me, whatever school, camp, Knesset, I haven't rejected anyone. As a priest of the Most High of the nation, it is my duty to make sure we all rehearse these righteous acts of the Most High God. Okay. There might be people here today that have gotten letters. If you have, raise your hand. Or just, okay, you see people here that have gotten the letters. Okay, so they have been helpful. They have been, because I am also a licensed notary in the state of Florida. So they all come with a seal on it. So when any legal department sees a seal, they know that's what? It's an official document. Okay, it's an official document. Okay, so with that being said, we also have a representative from the Hebrew Burial Society. Okay, Elder Zapara, he's out in Maryland. You know the brother for many years. He has one of his representation men here in Atlanta is going to give a brief presentation on that. Okay, we also have our own burial society. Okay, there's no reason being a Hebrew Israelite that you bury yourself in a Catholic church with idols all over the place. Okay, and also you should have things in writing. Okay, last one in Testament. Of course, nobody wants to think of death. Okay, but these things do happen. Okay, if it does happen, what do you have in writing? Okay, all these things have to be done in writing. Okay, and insurance. Okay, I'm also a licensed insurance agent. Okay, life insurance. Many of you have spoken to me, have put things in place. I myself, I lost my uncle last year, my uncle this year. So I know the importance of having certain things financially, put in place. Okay, so we spoke about this. We are putting together a priesthood boot camp. Okay, so we will be calling on the Most High. Give me Exodus 19. Exodus 19, verse 6.
Exodus chapter 19, verse 6. And ye shall be unto me a kingdom of priests, and holy nation. These are the words which thou shalt speak unto the children of Yasha'Allah.
Right, so we still have the Levite, the priest that the Most High is going to preserve, okay, for the kingdom. But as men of the Most High, we're all going to have to minister this word throughout this whole entire planet Earth. Okay, so we watch some of the videos, we watch some of the men. We want to set something up that we can show men the right way to represent this kingdom when we're going out there. Because when they see each and every one of us, they should see what? They should see a reflection of what is to come. Okay? Thy kingdom come, that will be done on earth, what? As it is in heaven. Okay? So it's going to come a time when they want to take hold of your garment and say, listen, we want to serve your God. Okay, but the Most High started first with his nation. Okay? So, in the priesthood department president, we have Priest Brothers Allah, a liaison, Yakana. You brothers going to come up and speak a little bit. So these men are right now assist me. We want to broaden it. As being a priest, we don't have, the Most High said what? That the priests don't have an inheritance. Okay, so I myself, I do a lot of evangelist work. Okay, how I actually met the Tatiwa, the rock, he always forgets to bring this up, but I was one of the first men, me, Elder Mahara Khan, and the brother Naquan, who's not here. We were the first brothers to actually go to Jamaica in the early 90s. Okay, this is how me and Tatiwa actually met. Okay, and it's a beautiful thing to up until this very day, we still label together men that you plant the seed with, and now he's out there planting the seed with other men. It's a beautiful thing. Okay, so we have these brothers here, Kwazala. He's actually based in Jamaica right now, so we're going to get that started back up. So he's going to say a few words.
All right, shalom, Akua. Well said, the priesthood is a very important office because that is our connection to the Most High. And when we pray, and we pray in our language, that is the most powerful thing that we can do. Like the Lord said, we're trying to establish a priesthood office so that every Levite priest that's in here should know how to come up and do what we're doing today. Say the prayers, say the blessings, anoint our people, and bring blessings and healings to our nation. So that's what we're setting up right now. We're setting up a lot of other things that's you're going to see in the future. But as of now, we need to get that together with our Levite brothers. And like he said, we're all going to be priests, a nation of priests. So everyone in here should know the basics of setting up a service, setting up prayers. I mean, we pray in English all the time, but we need to pray with the power. That's right.
All praise Yahweh Shem Shah. Can I get Ezekiel 44, 10 to 11? Can I?
Ezekiel chapter 44 and verse 10. And the Levites that are gone away far from you, when Yasha'Allah went astray, which went astray away from me after the idols, they shall even bear the iniquity. Yet they shall be ministers in my sanctuary. That's the point.
So we went far away from the Most High, just like the rest of the nation has. We in part are responsible for the stumbling of the nation for not being there and enforcing laws we should have. But the Most High said, yet they shall be my ministers. So what we're doing with the priesthood office is taking extra initiative in raising the ministers, the Levites, up back in our proper place and position. Because you can't go nowhere in this Bible and the position of a Levite not be important. There's not any, I dare you to try to find it, please. Try to find it. You ain't gonna find it, man. Right? When Yahweh got on that cross, who put him on the cross? Caiaphas put him on that cross. And all the high priests buffeted him with their hands. You know what that meant? That meant he was sacrificed. Because in order for an animal to be sacrificed, the priest got to put his hands on him. You see that? So the Levitical priest is important in every aspect of our lives. And we got to understand that as a nation, we got positions. And the position of Levi is to be the priesthood. So we're going to do our part in waking our brothers up. We're trying to take as much initiative as possible. All right? And getting our brothers right so the nation can be right. All right? So I'm going to say hallelujah. Hallelujah.
You know, I watch a couple of videos, you know, brothers can be saying, what's up this march on Yahshua? They're trying to bring all the nation together. And we're not going to take any credit. Okay, we're going to give it back to the people being led by the Holy Spirit. Okay, read that, Psalms 133.
Psalms 133. Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. It is like the precious ointment upon the head that ran down the beard, even Aaron's beard, that went down to the skirts of his garments, as the dew of Hermon, and as the dew that descended upon the mountains of Taziah. For there Yahweh commanded the blessing, even life forevermore.
All right, so the angels of the Most High God are rejoicing right now. Okay, you have different camps. I'm looking around seeing different brothers. I'm seeing brothers here that you might think not be interacting with other brothers, but they're all here under one roof. Okay? So this is not our will, this is the will of the Most High. Man's goings are the Most High. Okay? A brother may have not wanted to be here today, but he was led by the Holy Spirit. Okay, there's a lot of people going to be saying now I wish I was there. Okay, I wish I would have made that sacrifice. Okay, maybe one last wow, this is a beautiful thing, seeing more Israelites.
This is 1 Kings chapter 8 and verse 47. Yet, if they shall bethink themselves in the land whether they will carry them captive, and repent, and make supplications unto thee in the land of them that carry them captive, saying, we have sinned, and have done perversely. We have committed wickedness.
So this is not a coincidence that the USA, under Satan's authority, have put in their Congress in writing, okay, the commemoration of our 400 years of bondage right here in America. Okay, those years Snoop Dogg talking on the radio somewhere. Well, I don't want to hear about slavery anymore. But the Most High is going to make it. Is going to bring it to our memory of the 400 years of captivity. Come on.
Verse 48. And so return unto thee with all thine heart and with all thy soul in the land of their enemies, which led them away captive, and pray unto thee toward their land.
Towards the land. Okay, I'm urging everyone here, if you don't have a passport, get a passport.
That's right. Absolutely.
If you gotta put down $1 a day or 50 cents.
Dang.
Okay, get it. It's only $110 for your passport. Okay, even in Islam, they make a pilgrimage to go to Mecca. As an Israelite, it's your duty to go see your land.
That's right. Make it plain.
It's in order for us to come back.
Say it, priest.
Since we started going back, the places that used to be dry and desolate has become green.
That's right. Absolutely.
Okay. Why? Because we are coming back home.
Absolutely.
Okay, we're taking back our heritage. You know?
Which thou gavest unto their fathers, the city which thou hast chosen, and the house which I have built for my name.
Where's that place? Zion. Okay, a lot of us made America our rest. Moses said this is not our rest.
Right.
Our rest.
Okay, this is the land of our captivity.
That's right.
So we got to put our eyes on Zion. Okay, also too, we have an active prison ministry in Florida. Those of you that want to get something like that started in your state, I will help you. Just give me a call, contact me, and we'll show you how to get it done. Many brothers, want this word in the system, and we need that to get it done. There's one last thing, Brother Yaya. Huh? You want to call him? Okay. All right, so where's Yaakov? Is he here? All right, so with that, you say, praise be to the Most High God. We got to memorize it in Jacob for his blessed children forever. Hallelujah.
All right, so give it from the hand. The spirit of the So, with the Masharah Yasha'Allah, the Spirit also showed us, when we first started the Masharah Yasha'Allah, we had the brother Maharaka, through the Spirit of the Most High, we had what we call the Code of Ethics. Let's hold it up high. Some of you got this, it wasn't enough to be passed around, all right? But some of you have it, some of you don't. It wasn't enough to be passed around, but we have it also right here. And I know you can't see it from there, but we're only going to go over a few of them. But there's one thing, when this says the Code of Ethics, ethics mean what? The principles that a nation should abide by in righteousness. God? The principles. So we don't have to make up principles, do we? It's already made up for us, isn't it? Where's it made up for us? In the Bible. That's right. So when you look at this Code of Ethics, it says, Masharah Code of Ethics, Israelite men of honor, brotherhood, Code of Ethics. Okay, come? And all it really is the scriptures. So the Most High gave us the ethics, didn't he? He already gave it to us. But the problem is what we seen when we were iterating in the beginning. We don't see us as a nation, especially brothers in the Western Hemisphere in America, going according to these ethics. We don't see it. Now you may know a whole lot of scriptures, be able to break it down, but are you abiding by the ethics? Are you abiding by the principles that the Mashiach laid down for us? No, we're not doing that. What is this that we hear at different schools out there who are mistreating brothers and abusing brothers? And taking advantage of brothers that are coming in their school. All right? What is this we hear on YouTube? And now these men who are leaving these schools are bringing it all out. I'm going to tell you something. At the House of David, we have the brother that corresponds department. He's getting all these calls from all these brothers from these schools saying I'm being mistreated. Brothers that robbed me. Brothers that mistreated me, taking advantage of me. This is what we're hearing. Because why? You might have a school, like the Prophet said. You might have a school. You may have an Israelite camp. But if you're not abiding by the principle that the Mashiach laid down, what good are you? He said, don't you say, Lord, Lord, and do not what I say. I'm going to spit you out of my mouth. That's what he said. Okay? And a lot of the prophets are going to say, but Lord, I taught in your name in the city. I did this, I did that. Lord, I said, I never even knew you. Depart from me, and you're a worker of iniquity. That's what he's going to say. So these are the code of ethics. All right? You're going to give me Colossians 4:1. All right? These are the code of ethics. I'm not going to read all of them, but we're just going to go over one or two. Because we want to show that the brothers who are being taken advantage of when they go into these schools, this is why the Masharah Yasha'Allah was set up. So that we can network and communicate. You cannot, if you're a master or if you're a bishop over a school, if you're a commander over a school or a captain or a leader or an elder, you cannot mistreat the congregation. You cannot mistreat the women. You cannot mistreat the brothers, the families. Because the Mashiach is alive. And you're going to call yourself an elder, and you're going to get yourself to school and then mistreat the people that come in there. That's right. Okay? The Most High will destroy you and that school. That's right. Okay? And some of these schools are in the process of being destroyed. Okay? Brothers and sisters are leaving these schools, one by one. Some of these schools, brothers are leaving by the hundreds. Okay? So, and they're coming to other schools now. Okay? And you know the Most High directs you to wherever He wants you to go. Okay? The Most High, that's why we always say to brothers, ask the Most High. If the Most High want you to come into the Marshal Shalom, ask the Most High. This is the right thing. That's why the brother said, pray more. Ask Yahushua, he will show you. Because Yahushua is going to show you he's real. The spirit of Hamashiach is real. And you can only serve the Most High in spirit and in truth. Okay? Read that, brother. Colossians 4:1. 4:1. Correct. Read.
Furthermore, then we beseech you, brethren, and exhort you by the Lord Yahushua HaMashiach, that as ye have received of us how ye ought to walk and to please.
You got Thessalonians, Colossians. Colossians 4:1. All right. Focus here. Okay. One more time.
Masters,
give
unto your servants that which is just.
That which is just. If you're a master, meaning if you're a leader of a camp, over a school, an elder, or a bishop, give the people in the congregation that which is just
and equal.
Equal. Well, how's a man who may have millions of dollars, this is what we hear, and going to come into your school and give a donation, next thing you know, the masters take everything, and it's not spread it equally for the congregation and for the school itself. Come?
Bring it out.
That's how it should be done. Read that again. That's important.
Masters, give unto your servants that which is just and equal, knowing that ye also have a master in heaven.
Do we know that? No, but a lot of us think that we're the master and there is no master in heaven. So you come with that pride. Okay, so this is why the Mashiach is going to destroy a lot of these schools. We need to stop this. So we got to come on a higher level. Give me Timothy 3:1. Real quick. Just two more real quick. Okay? And then the other two is going to be from the Code of Ethics. But the Code of Ethics is the whole Bible. How about that, huh? It's the whole Bible. It's not just these 12. If you notice, there's 12 Code of Ethics, 12 tribes of Israel. Okay? 1 Timothy 3:1.
There is a true saying. If a man desire the offer of a bishop,
if you desire the offer, what's a bishop? It's a Roman Catholic word. Okay, in the translation, it means priest. You're an elder, you're a priest, you're a leader. Okay, over the people. That's why you're a priest. Go ahead, Al. If you desire the office of a priest, go ahead.
He desires a good work.
You desire a good work. So if you say you're a leader of a school, then you're putting yourself as like a priest, an elder. You say you're a leader of a camp, you're putting yourself like that. Come?
Come.
All right, go ahead.
A bishop then must be blameless.
Must be blameless. But what do we hear all these bishops? Brothers talking about their bishops. Are they blameless? No, they're taking advantage of men and the congregation. The Most High, Yahushua would not have it. That's why these men are leaving. And they put videos all over YouTube. Now how does that look for the whole nation? See? It puts us in that same predicament. And we had nothing to do with it.
Bring it out.
That's why we send these brothers these camps. When you curse out our people and call our women, belittle our women, and so forth, and families and brothers and sisters, you know, bitches and hoes and niggas and all that puts us in the same predicament because they all look at it as the same. All the nations look at it as the same. And so that's why they don't discriminate. Okay? So that's why when the nations look at us on the street corners of America, they say, oh, that's the Israelites. Don't they say that? They don't say, well, that's that particular school right there. They look at us all the same. Right. So that's why the Marshal Allah said, wait a minute, we got to do something about this. We can't have this. Okay? So we got to straighten this up. And it's our duty to straighten it up.
That's right.
White man ain't going to straighten it up. He don't care. He want to see you divide it up.
The husband of one wife, vigilant, sober.
Vigilant, sober. This is what the Most High bishop should be like. Go ahead.
Of good behavior.
Good behavior. What do we hear? There's not good behavior amongst a lot of these bishops and elders and so forth. The behavior is rotten. Okay, it's what we're saying. Okay, go ahead, Al.
Given to hospitality, apt to teach.
See, we need more hospitality. The Mosai and Yahushua want to see us hospitable towards one another. Bear one another's burdens. Can we do that? Can we help one another? Because you're going to need each other in these last days. Especially when Jacob's trouble comes. You're going to need one another. White folk are not going to help you no more. Okay, other nations are not going to help you more. The other nations are trying to help their own people in these last days. So we got to begin to help ourselves to build our nation up, build our military up, build our people up, build our families up, build our children up. Okay? And then Zion is the key. Because the Mosai said, what? 2 from a family. 2 from a city, 1 from a family, and I shall bring thee to what? Zion. That's what he said. He will bring you to Zion. That's how he's waking us up. Go ahead, up.
Not given to one, no striker, not greedy, a filthy lucre.
A filthy lucre, not greedy. So the brother comes in with a donation, thousands of dollars. Okay? What are these bishops and elders are doing? They go down there and take the money themselves. And ask the brothers to buy them houses and all cars and all kinds of things. That's evil and that's wicked. Bring it out. That's why in Micah, get that parts up, Micah 3:11. These priests and these elders over the camps divine for money. Filthy lucre. That's right. And that's why the Most High is destroying it. But it makes us all look bad. All of us. Read that.
Micah 3:11. The head thereof judge for reward, and the priests thereof teach for hire, and the prophets thereof divine for money.
For money, see? And you heard about it, and you know what we're talking about is true. And you heard about it. Well, it's got to stop because Yahushua is angry. He's going to start, he said, judgment is going to be at the house of Israel. That's right. He's going to start killing brothers after a while. That's right. Bring it out. It's because you're the truth, don't mean you're protected. Come on now. Yahushua going to kill the ones who know the truth. That's right. Bring it out. So we better wake up and stop abusing the congregation. And brothers, take care of your wives. Wives, take care of your husbands. And the husbands and the wives, take care of your families. Okay, that's it on that. Leviticus 19:11. Real fast. Do one more after that, and that's it. Leviticus 19:11. But the code of ethics is important. Because they're ethical principles. They show you what Yahushua taught us how to become more righteous and on the next level. Okay, go ahead.
Leviticus 19:11. Ye shall not steal, neither deal falsely, neither lie one to another.
That's one of the codes of ethics. Don't deal falsely. What are we hearing on YouTube and all that? Brothers are dealing falsely with one another. And robbing brothers. Okay? If a brother come into your school or camp, or you're a bishop or an elder, let that brother be. The Spirit will show him when he when to give and when to donate. Understand? Yeah, we ask for donations, and you know, if it's school in righteousness and it has an Israelite camp doing the work of Yahushua, then they would just ask for the donation. They would just ask for the tithe or whatever it is, offering, and then that's it. You don't ask the man to buy your house. Bring it out. That's not what it's for. It's to build up the nation of Israel and for the congregation. And maybe if you have a school, Israelite school, to pay the bills of the school and so forth. Go ahead, Al. Was that it? Okay. And you can jump down to the 17th verse.
Leviticus 19:17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart.
There's not enough love. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart. Meaning despise him, and pretty much for almost no reason. Okay? I can't walk to some of these schools and Israelite camps and say, Shalom, I'm going to this school. They'll lock me out. They'll shut the door in my face. This is what we hear. But that should not be so in Yahushua. We got to clean it up. Go ahead.
Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor and not suffer sin upon him.
How about that? Not suffer sin upon one another. See, bear one another's burdens. If you find a fault with a man, go to him one-on-one to the side.
That's right.
Because you just might change him. Change him in the spirit of Hamashiach to do the right thing. And then the Lord looks upon you and says, okay, you saved that man from sinning. Then the Most High rewards you. But we got to stop doing what we're doing. And then give me one more, John 13:34. John 13:34. And this is one of the codes of ethics. Hold it up high. Also, in John 13:34. It's down here. Code 11. John 13:34. Read it.
John 13:34. A new commandment I give unto you.
A new commandment, Yahweh shall give unto us. Go on.
That ye love one another.
Why is that really a new commandment? But when Yahweh Shai brought it to us, he said a new commandment because we weren't following the command. Then we just read Leviticus. There was no love then. There's no love. There was no love then. There's no love now amongst one another. Don't you know that that's the next level we got to come on? The Mashiach Yahweh Shai. He showed us how to love one another when he washed the disciples' feet. And how to help one another, how to bear one another's burdens. He showed us that, and we're not doing that. See? But so you may know all the scriptures, you may know all history, but that don't mean this is why you don't have love for your neighbor. That's for brothers and sisters.
As I, where's Yahushua? As I have loved you, that ye also love one another.
That's the level we got to come on. The Mashiach Yahushua said, that is a command. A commandment. That's one of the laws. The brother said he bring up the commandments. All right. This is the brother over the Torah. Bring up the laws. But the gospel, Yahushua gave us commands too. And he said to love one another. Then he said, how is the world and the nations going to know that we're Yahushua's people? When we begin to do what? Love one another. And we're not, that's why they call us niggas. We don't say don't love one another. Niggas and spits and all kinds of names. So we got to begin to do that on this level, brother, in Hamashiach Yahushua. Come? So, what we're going to do next is we're going to, the brother from the correspondence department, training department, he's going to call up brothers, okay, Israelite brothers who are here, and those brothers are going to have a chance to come up and speak. We're going to have the brother from Demona. They're going to come up and speak, okay? And other brothers. And I'm going to say this. I think the Most High Yahweh and Yahweh shall we see all the brothers and sisters here. Okay, the one we didn't expect as many brothers and sisters. Okay, we didn't expect it. All right? So we I know what that's like. Even for the food, we had to go get some more food. All right? But nevertheless, it's Yahweh Shai. Come. Yahweh Shai brought you here. For whatever reason, Yahweh Shai brought you here. You're here. All right, you sacrificed to come here. It's a beautiful thing in the spirit of Mashiach Yahushua. All right, so we're going to go on this next level. We got Mathatwa, and he's going to call the different brothers who are going to come up and speak. Okay?
Give them a round of applause. I just want to continue where Barak left off. We're not perfect. Just remember that. We're not perfect. You understand? The scripture said the righteous fall 7 times. But when the righteous fall, the thing what the Most High admires is when he rise again. You understand? So for brothers who are trespassing against the children of God, because if you want to school out the people, those are not your people. Those are the Most High people. You understand? We just also saw it here. You're not ours. You're the children of God.
Hallelujah.
So we have to just remember that. But as the Barak said, tell other brothers and sisters here. Man? So the first brother, we have Officer Sponsor, we have Pastor Zaya, we have our Shai. Just stand up here briefly. We have the Zakari, Gorilla Hebrew, what is it? Gatinan. And we have these brothers, so we're going to bring them up in seconds. You understand me? To say something, but we're going to give the honor to. We're going to give our elder. We're going to invite him. He's the truth from I wasn't born in. You understand me? So we're going we get this building through them, as a Barak mentioned earlier. There was a brother in Israel He said he was coming here to do a sit-down with some Moors and all that. So he invited us, but he invited Daniela too. He invited Ashar too. I'm putting y'all on the spot now. They never showed up, but we was there and then we talked about the summit and the brother said, we have a facility in Atlanta where you can use. So now when we come here, we meet the elders in charge, so we might bring them up. Come up, my brother. Yeah, from the Buddha.
Hallelujah! Hallelujah! Yokai! Yokai! Yokai!
Shabuato. Shalom, shalom.
Shalom, shalom.
How's everybody feeling?
Excellent.
How's everybody feeling?
Excellent.
I'm talking about like lying. Yeah. You look good out there. I want to say that. You look real good and strong.
Hallelujah.
I am Crown Brother El Kadame, or two El Kadame. And I want to first of all welcome you. I'm so happy to be able to fellowship with you, for you to come and visit. We want you to come back. We want to continue to work together and be together with you. So hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
I have the honor of bringing forth one who has taught me.
Yes.
And I want to take just a moment to let you know that
my favorite part.
I'm blessed for him to be in my presence.
Yes.
He has been taught by Ben Ami
Yes.
and Prince Shalia.
Yes.
These are the two people that helped to establish this that you are witnessing. And he is also a member of the Holy Council of Jerusalem. And it goes without saying that in his presence, he speaks on behalf of the Holy One of Israel. Because the Spirit resides in him through Ben Ami. So without any further ado, I'm going to ask that you all give a round of applause for Prince Ron Big Yehuda.
Hallelujah! Hallelujah! Hallelujah!
Yes.
Just a great feeling to see us Israel. Adanenu Rabbeinu HaMashiach Benoni. Nisikim Sarim Adabri. Kol Kasadim Malku El. Shalom, shalom.
Shalom, shalom.
Welcome. As we say in Hebrew, Baruch haba, blessed be your coming. So happy to see you here tonight. You all look great. And I've been in the nation since 1970. It's great to see us coming together. Let's give a round of As we say in Demona, Yakai,
Yakar,
Yakai,
Yakar,
Billy Billy Bangu. I've been here in Atlanta since 1984. And I've never seen us come together like this. It's a new day day, Sam. I was just thinking, I've been blessed going in the land of Israel, coming out of the land of Israel. I've been blessed by Yah. I crossed the Atlantic Ocean, the Mediterranean Sea, over 150 times. But I've never seen this day like maximum prison for 10 months in Israel. But I was standing for this great cause. That's right. I was in jail with terrorists, as they call them. I was in jail with the Japanese that went into Lud Airport and shot up the people in 1972. But Yah didn't let anyone hurt us. And we were able to tell the jailers, we're not in jail. You can't lock up what's in us from Yah. Everybody in jail, but you can't lock up this Holy Spirit. So, not going to take a lot of time. I appreciate the leadership presenting me with an opportunity to say a few words to you. But this is family. This is family. And those of you that will be in Israel for New World Passover this May, I pray to see you when you come home. And our arms are open like wide. That's right. Because we're so happy to see you. Come and fellowship. And this is your facility. Anytime you need, let us know. It's here for you. We don't have to go downtown. We don't have to go out north to J2 or nowhere else. This is ours. We stay as long as we want. This is our facility. With each and every one of you from His Excellency Benjamin in Israel. Quote, God-inspired men and women must now seize and control the power to define. It is time for them to take their rightful place in the new world as the definers, designers, and interpreters of ideas and conditions that will be used to teach, govern, and guide the new world to salvation, destroying the lies, distortion, and influence of the old one. We are waiting on you to come and help us. That's right. That's right. Because we have the Edenic land waiting for us. And we're going to need your help to go forth and seize and control the power to define. That's what time it is. That's our purpose. All the lies and distortions and all of that, we have to correct it. We in this room are the ones to correct it as a family. That's why we need all the help we can get. We need all the help we can get. So I wanted to share that with you. And my question is, how do you seize and control the power to define? And the way you do that is by teaching truth. Thank you for coming.
Hallelujah.
So as we said, from one government to the next government, we have to show respect. Right? Very much sure that you have the Maccabee here, you have House of Israel here, you have Zakia down there, you have the Zakari, whole of this whole west side.
That's right.
It's just phenomenal. This brother is from 1970, right? You understand me? He lived his legacy. He's been in Israel in prison. We did stuff with the 9 hours. That's 10 months. You understand me? So it's time for us in the Mashiach to live our legacy. Can? So we just want to give him a round of applause again.
You all gotta remember that they have 50 years in the land. All right? They have a type of established government, the Hebrew village. Come? So whatever knowledge and wisdom the Most High bestowed upon them the last 50 years in Israel. Come? And whatever knowledge and wisdom the Most High bestowed upon us in Yahushua over here, we're going to try to bring it together and build it as one. Come? That's what the Most High wants to see to do. Now, Macabre said he's going, but we got to come together as one government under Hamashiach Yahushua. Come? That's how it's going to be done. Okay? We ain't going to have many governments. It's going to be one under
Hallelujah.
That's right. Yeah, I know you mentioned the name. We over here, we have something different in common. But for us, when we go to Israel, and I'm going to make free your turn up free, it was these brothers who gave us the first message at the first summit. Because a lot of brothers don't understand. Like, as we were mentioned, the code to ethics, Maharka did a lot of work. Where's Maharka? Right here. See? And with the name Masharah, the first 3 summits was just a summit. The name Masharah come from Parazah. We did one flag, and I think the orange was in there. It was the next council. The flags come from the Ohio base camp at that same time too. So it's not us just dictating everything. You understand me? So when the brothers had come at the first summit, we said, come and ask what they have to offer. And then these brothers come and say, listen man, the city of David is still there. Mount Zion is not the fake Jerusalem. And then at the same time we have the General Ashar over there. That's right. He was at the first summit too. So when he was at the first summit, at that same time he was battling with Polite. So Polite said, bro, you say Israelite, never go to Israel. and then we go in the first summit with us, and then we said, these brothers come and say that wall is the white and black, that's not it. So we said, let's go and prove it. And we did go and prove it. And it was phenomenal. But just to touch on what the brother said again, when we went to Demona, we went there, we was looking for Shanty Town, because we was taught that Demona is nuclear missile and all this stuff. When we go there, we never see that. I come back to Brooklyn, New York, and I Google, where's the nearest nuclear plant to Brooklyn? I see one upstate New York, I see one in Jersey. I said, damn, the one in Jersey is more closer to the house than the moon. from the village of Demona to the one in Israel, right? I was like, okay. But when we go there to Demona, they love what we get. I never see that in Israel when we back and come. And when we go there, the brothers then put us to the test. They tell us plain, they see Benjamin as him. That's what they see him as. So they said, we have our council of 22 men. Let's sit down and discuss it. At the time where I wanted to go into it, I said, no. It was 4 to 5 of us. We said 4 to 5 of us sit down with 22-member council. It's a big disadvantage. So from then, the brothers are telling us, we're willing to sit and talk. So that's what the Missionary Work is about. We can sit and we can talk about all that. It's not them, it's me. We have to get that man, the leaders of these different camps to go and sit down with their brothers and discuss that topic. Done? So now I'm going to ask Free to come up here. And this brother is in Zion too. You're coming up ready to each one? Yeah, so Free was the one who have a different perspective of Israel. So as we said, it's different government, so it's different brothers giving their opinion, and they actually prove certain things. This brother been in Egypt jail too. You understand? There's a long history and all things, so we give him a couple of minutes. So go ahead, my brother.
I told you 15, man, so I know you're going to say that. Hallelujah! 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 Israel, you are surely a threat. You are a threat. When I look out here, I see a threat. And it makes me wonder. I see why they want to kill us. I see why they want to kill us. What I want to do, I talked to Joshua. I said, well, man, you know, Matthias, when the brother wanted me to come and speak. And I said, I really don't know what to say. I said, well, speak from your heart. Speak from your heart. I think this is my third summit. I think Let me tell you about my brother Joshua. Joshua was what we consider him the first watchman upon Mount Zion. For years he was crying out for our brothers from Demona and all over to come to Mount Zion. He was an archaeologist, a historian. He's a 6th generation Hebrew. This is my teacher. When he came to Israel, he came there on assumption to visit. When he ended up staying, the Most High called him to stay and actually translate what is called Mount Zion, Telrod today. The Jewish people, they couldn't read what we call Paleo-Hebrew. But because he was considered a native or one of the 5 civilized Native Americans, he had been taught to understand and read that. And when he went there, he translated it and kept it there. Eventually, I came there. I was introduced to him through a brother when I was living in Egypt. I went to Egypt to research and study in 2009. I went to see the walls. I needed to see them for myself. My cousin was there with me at that particular time. He's actually one of the first persons who went out there, and I came after. And we stayed there 8-9 years. Eventually, when he introduced me to this guy named Joshua Mariel, not him, but another brother, I was like, this crazy old man, let me go out there and see what he's talking about. But when I got there, he proved everything that I thought I knew. I was off. I was totally off. And so I learned and I studied. And eventually, I understood that this was the real Jerusalem. The 5 cities, Uzzah, Ariel, Arad, Judah, and Mount Zion. We made the call from Mount Zion. He made the call. I made the call. But nobody listened. These brothers did. So I want to go over and show you exactly what I was understood. I hope that you're able to understand and see what got me coming in. These brothers. And when I first met these brothers, right, I know they was like, who is this Negro coming here? But I told them, I said, the Most High sent me. And when I told them, I said, the Most High is going to use you, brothers. I seen it. I've been to other camps. Everybody shut their door on me. Come. I spent a little time. You might tell you how I know this is real. I went back to Egypt because I was one of the brothers amongst my cousins to telling people to come out there. I was wrong. I was telling them to come to the wrong place. In the midst of that, I got locked up. They put me in prison. Not once, twice.
I was in prison twice out there. And when the FBI, their former FBI, came to me, right? He slid a picture over. That's you? Yeah, it looked like me. He said, we know what you're doing. We've been watching you. We see everything you're doing there. I said, okay. Let's sit down and talk. And I explained to him, I said, yeah, we are the children of Israel. We are Bani Israel. Because I knew in their Quran, they understood the difference between Yahudi and the sons of Jacob. Right? And to them, we're considered Muslims. I say, yeah, we're Muslim. We're the true Muslims. We're the ones who are the true teachers of you. So eventually, they didn't mean to let me go. They actually made a mistake and let me out. They called my wife once I got to Jordan. That's a whole other story. And they called my wife, and I'm like, damn. I was like, remember the belly? They said, excellent. Nigga, how you get this number? That's what I said to her. They can call my wife. I said, yeah, they got your number. She said, yeah, they on the phone with me. They called, I said, to talk to her. She said, they asked her, where are the rest of the Hebrews at? She said, where's your husband at? She said, y'all let him go. He was quiet. So we knew then they didn't mean to let me go. Then, later I heard from my brother Joshua, his wife, for the same reason, they was trying to consider me a spy, trying to tie me into terrorists. Same as the elder here. So I'm going to show you what I learned, and I hopefully get to enable you to move. Now, anybody from Demona, right, you know if you see this amount of brothers in a ride, that's going to scare the heck out of them. Absolutely. Am I lying? Absolutely. Oh, yeah. This is a threat. And the only way we're going to get out of this captivity, I'm going to show you according to the word of the Most High. Not my word. Go ahead. Give me 2 Chronicles chapter 7, start at 13. Yo. 2 Chronicles 7 to 13.
2 Chronicles 7 to 13.
Now these are basic instructions. When our mother told us to come home after school, she meant come home. Don't go to the next building where your uncle stay at. Come home. When you came home and you went to your uncle's house after school, what would happen? You get in trouble, right? Because you didn't follow her instructions. So let's see what the Most High said in his instructions. Read.
When I shut up heaven, and there is no rain, or command the locusts to devour the land, or send pestilence among my people.
So we know all this is happening right now. There's the rain. Now the rain is beginning because, as Kohan said, we start to return. You should have seen what happened last tabernacle. The grass is becoming greener. Waters are returning. Oh, y'all, some of y'all seen the waters are returning to the desert. It didn't happen before. Ask the Jewish people. Ask some of our people in Demona. It didn't happen. But 5 years ago, all this began when we proclaimed and called our people back to return to Mount Zion. Go ahead, read.
If my people who call my name will humble themselves and pray and seek my face.
Stop right there. So most of us, when we read this, a lot of cats there stop right there. It says what? To do what?
And pray and seek my face.
And seek his face. So we think we're doing it right now. We do it all in our best canals. We do it all in our cities. But that's not what the Most High instructions say to do. Read.
And turn from their wicked ways.
Come on.
Then will I hear from heaven.
Come on.
And will forgive their sin and heal their land.
And do what?
And heal their land.
And heal their land. Read.
Now my eyes will be open and my ears attentive to the prayer made in this place.
So now, when this was read and this was talking about, it was talking about Jerusalem. It wasn't talking about America. It wasn't talking about Europe. He was talking about America. This is where he was speaking of. He was on Mount Zion, and there's a difference. Most people think the temple was on Mount Zion. The temple was on Mount Moriah. The tabernacle of David is on Mount Zion, which the Most High said would stand forever. Go ahead, read.
For now I have chosen and sanctified this house.
Sanctify what?
This house.
This house. Go ahead.
That my name may be there forever.
So he's not talking about a people. He's talking about a place. Go ahead. How long is it going to be there?
There forever.
Forever. So when the Most High say forever, do he mean 2018? Of course he does. Go ahead, read.
and my eyes and my heart will be there perpetually.
Read.
As for you.
As for who?
As for you.
As for you, Israelites. Read.
If you walk before me as your father David walked, and do according to all that I have commanded you.
Come on.
And if you keep my statutes.
Keep my what?
Keep my statutes.
This is what this is talking about. This is a statute that was established by the Most High David. Go ahead, read.
And my judgment.
Come on.
Then will I establish the throne of your kingdom.
So in order to get our throne back, we got to go and pray. Now, I'm not saying the Most High said he don't hear our prayers outside of Israel. But these are instructions that tell us to come to Mount Zion and pray. Let's look at Hezekiah. Let's go about 300 years later. Give me 2 Chronicles chapter 30. And all through the culture, this is what we're talking about. There's a difference between religious and culture. Culturally, the children of Israel, every opportunity they got, the first place they ran to was Mount Zion to pray to the God of Israel, seek supplications to bring them out of the captivity. That's the first place they went to. When David established the tabernacle in Mount Zion, it was a wrap. That was the only place that the children of Israel were to come to keep the feast at. Before that, yeah, we went to Gilgal. We did our first Passover in Egypt. But it was a wrap after what David did. That's why we need statues. And we're going to see it all throughout the culture. Not religion, culture. If we claim to be the Israelites, we don't have a religion, we have a culture. That's right. We have a lifestyle. We have foot to follow. 2 Chronicles chapter 30. Read. Verse 1.
2 Chronicles 30 and 1. And Hezekiah sent to all Israel and Yehuda, and also wrote letters to Ephraim and Manasseh, that they should come to the house of the Lord at Jerusalem, and keep the Passover of the Lord Yahweh of Israel. For the king and his leaders and all the assembly in Jerusalem had agreed to keep Pesach in the second month.
So now, they're like, well, y'all ain't Hezekiah. Well, if you read chapter 6, 2 Chronicles, he said, if some of you come, if one of you come, if a Gentile come on your behalf to Mount Zion and pray on your behalf, I'll bring you back. Let's see what these instructions say. These are basic instructions, and that's what we're trying to show and teach the brothers. We're not a camp. We're a bunch of men that ascended upon Mount Zion from across the four corners of the earth. Go ahead, read.
Verse 3. For they could not keep it at the regular time.
Read.
Because of a sufficient number of priests and had not consecrated themselves.
So at that time, the priests couldn't keep it in the first month because the priests didn't cleanse themselves. And you're going to find out some of the people didn't either. Continue reading.
Nor had the people gathered together at Jerusalem.
Read.
And the matter pleased the king and all the assembly.
Come on.
So they resolved to make a proclamation throughout all Israel.
So now, the letters went through all Israel at this particular time. Today, we have social media. The videos, you see us out there standing, talking about return to Mount Zion to keep the feast as it is written. Because we understand this is our way out of captivity. This is how our brothers. We're still prisoners. I'm still a prisoner of war. Go ahead and read.
From Beersheba to Dan, that they should keep Pesach le Yahweh HaYisrael at Jerusalem.
And where?
At Jerusalem.
In Jerusalem. So we're talking 300-400 years after David established this statue. Go ahead, read.
Since they had not done it for a long time in the prescribed manner.
So as it was written, they hadn't done it then in a long time. It's the same thing. Now we're starting to keep the feast as it was written. But we don't take the priestly orders because then we're going beyond our duties. We do as it was written for the people. And most brothers say, well, how can you keep the Passover in the feast? Well, I'll go right back to the Hamashiach when he was taught Matthew 5 and 17, when he says, think not that I come to destroy the Torah. I come not to destroy the Torah, right? But then who was he talking to? He had an audience. Because at that time, some of our people wasn't keeping the Pesach. He said, well, was our forefathers keeping Passover? Was there a priesthood in Egypt? No, it was not. He had a people. He had the 12 tribes of Israel. That's the first Pesach. It wasn't a Levitical priesthood. That's a whole different order. That came afterwards. So the Mashiach brought it right back to the beginning. Continue reading.
Verse 6. Then the runners went throughout all Israel and Yehuda with the letters from the king and his leaders.
So this is the same thing. This is the documentary. This is the information saying return to Zion. Go ahead, read.
And spoke according to the command of the king.
Read.
Bnei Israel, return to Yahweh of Abraham.
So it says return. The same thing we just read. Return where? Return to Jerusalem. Read.
Yitzchak and Israel. Then he will return to the remnant of you.
So hold on. So the Most High says, if you come back and return here in Jerusalem, keep the feast as it is written, then he's going to return the remnant of our people that's out in the world, in the captivity. That's the promise. Only thing we can do is hold him to his word. That's that simple. We haven't tried that. As a nation of people, none of us tried that, but now we're doing it. And you have the right, when you come up to Mount Zion, said, you said, if we come back and keep the feast, that you'll return our brothers. You have the right to hold the Most High to his word because that's his word. Go ahead, read.
And do not like your fathers and your brethren who trespassed against Yahweh of their fathers, so that he gave them up to desolation, as you see.
Read.
Do not be stiff-necked.
Do not be what?
Do not be stiff-necked.
Don't be stiff-necked. Do not be stiff-necked, Israel. You are a threat. Imagine this. I'm imagining you in the rod. I'm imagining you in Tel Rod. I'm imagining you in Dimona. You are a threat. If we say we're going to take the kingdom, we got to go to the front line of the war. And that spiritual war is taking Mount Zion. That's where we're going to get the land back. You can't do it from here. You can't. Even the Edomites, even the Gentiles, when they bomb, they always bomb in other countries, but they always have foots on the what do you call it? Boots on the ground. Boots on the ground. They have boots on the ground there. Somebody's there. Go ahead, read.
Now do not be stiff-necked as your fathers were.
Read.
But yield yourselves to Yahweh.
Submit, Negroes. Submit yourself, Israel, to the Torah as it was written. Come on, read.
And enter his sanctuary.
Enter where?
Enter his sanctuary.
The sanctuary is in Mount Zion, not in Solomon's temple. We show you all of this. We can prove everything we said. We want Torah as it is written in Jerusalem. And I'm not talking about Amorite Jerusalem. I'm talking about Jebusite Jerusalem in the Negev. Go ahead, read.
Which he has sanctified forever.
How long?
Forever.
How long?
Forever.
Forever, Israel. Come on.
And serve Yahweh Eloheinu, that the fierceness of his wrath may turn away from you.
Go ahead.
For if you return to Yahweh.
If you what?
If you return to Yahweh.
If you return to him in Jerusalem of the Jebusites, what's going to happen?
Your brethren and your children will be treated with compassion.
Come on.
By those who led them captive.
So the enemies, our enemies led us captive. So the Most High just made a statement. If you return, he's going to make sure that the enemies that brought you back over is going to bring you back home in your land. Those who couldn't escape. I'm one of those who escaped. I got a passport. This is no different than a piece of paper where he went off the slave owner's land with a piece of paper saying, go ahead, read.
So that they may come back to this land.
So they do what?
So that they may come back to this land.
So Israel, you want to come back home, you have to return to Zion. Hold up, keep on, read. I'm almost done now.
For Yahweh Eloheinu is gracious and merciful, and will not turn his face from you.
Come on.
If you return to him.
If you return to the Master Mount Zion, he promised he will not turn his face from you. That's on you to have faith of the God of Israel. Everybody can't go, but some of you can. Go ahead, read.
Nevertheless.
Nevertheless, read.
Some of Asher, Manasseh, Zebulun humbled themselves.
They did what?
Humbled themselves.
They humbled themselves. You have to come over there with a meek and a humble spirit. Otherwise, you might as well stay here. I'm not telling you come over there and curse the Edomites out. That's not the commandment. That's not the instruction. The instruction is for you to come over there, humble yourself, keep the feast as it is written, and pray to the God of Israel. That's it. That's all he's asking of you. And it's working. I'm a witness to it. Go ahead, read.
And came to Jerusalem.
Come on.
Also the hand of Yahweh was upon Yehuda to give them singleness of heart, to obey the command of the king and the leaders.
Read.
At the word of Yahweh.
Read.
Now many people, a very great assembly gathered at Jerusalem to keep the feast of unleavened bread in the second month. They arose and took away the altars that were in Jerusalem. And they took away all the incense altars and cast them into the brook.
So if you keep on reading, understand, it says that some of them laughed and mocked them at that time, and they're doing the same thing to us today. So I'm asking you to seek the Most High's face in Zion. If you want to take the war to your enemy, then you need to come home and take it. That's front line of the war. That's the real war out here. That's where the soldiers going to show up. So I want to say peace and beloved to my brothers who are watching and our people that in Palestine, our brothers, we have a community in Hebron that's being built anew, and another community outside the suburb of Bethlehem, Ephratah, in a little small village called Jalad. So we give all praise to the Most High. Hallelujah! 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 To the Most High. Hallelujah! 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 Hallelujah!
Brothers and sisters, to take whatever you hear and go and investigate it. You understand me? Now these brothers, they show us the gate, Benjamin Gate. He was the one to do it. And I don't agree 100% with everything that he said, but I believe as a nation of people, we all should be killed and sacrificed. And what he said, if they see us like, just imagine those crackers see us like this walking through the airport. Watch that movie Matrix Part 1. And when Neo was going in, and when they said, what kind of your jacket? And when you showed them all those guns, and the police them like, just imagine they see all of us going through that airport. What do you think will happen? But as the scripture said, the saints shall come marching in. And the next scripture says, the saints shall take the kingdom. That's right. You understand me? So we have to look towards that. Our salvation is in the east. Fun? So I'm going to call up the next brother, Warren. Short period of time. This brother, I met him in Israel the last trip we went down there. And I know some of you brothers that went call up and ask. Some of you asked me too about the child station in Israel at the time. And I keep it closer, he was there as a witness. Discuss all that. We know the intro, and the brothers up here, they said for these summits that we're planning here, it was encouraging to them to go back and plan a summit in Israel. You understand? So he might give some information on it, and it's just loving the community. As we said, they're waiting for us over there. You understand? We all think we come up in this truth, it was a hedge, but when they go over there, you see that we was the one who was pulling back. Because you have many of our elders went to Israel, Ariel went, Yeshaya went, but they went to Tel Aviv. So you're going to a place where Israelites is and you don't go visit Israelite. You understand me? So now these brothers over there, you go over there, visit Oshua, as he said, visit the village of peace. So I'm giving a couple minutes.
Shabbat shalom. Who got next?
We got next.
I don't believe you. Who got next?
We got next. Woo!
Shabbat shalom. I am Mordori out in Bidley. I am a member of what is called the New World Redemptive Scholarship Body of the African Hebrew Israelites of Jerusalem. Now you say, now what on earth is that? It's very simple. Actually, very simple. From the vantage point of our people being in the land of Israel, celebrating this year 50 years of Israelite return to the land of Israel. That's as a member of the New World Redemptive Scholarship body, I'm a representative of that body. I was just sent to America because my family just moved moved to Israel, and we were just sent back here for this assignment. So I bring you greetings from your brothers and sisters in the land of Israel. Let me say that again. In the land of Israel.
Hallelujah.
In Israel that many of you right now only imagine from the vantage point of chapter and verse. But the Israel that you have to put your eyes on. Did you hear what I said? You said you got next, right?
Woo.
So if you got next, help me understand then this one simple question. If Genesis 15, 12 through 21, relative to a 400-year captivity ending in 2019, which some say began in 1619, how do you have next in the land of your enemies then?
You gotta go home. You gotta take it to them.
I'm not speaking Hebrew. Let me speak it again in English. How do you have next in your enemy's land? Scripture says in Leviticus 26, and the land of your enemies was going to eat you up. Do you bear witness that the land of the heathen has been eating us up? This is why you can now interact with brothers and sisters who say they used to be Hebrew Israelites. That's an indication of the power of the land of the heathens. Now I always say this to my brothers and sisters. It's a very simple thing. Look in the faces of your children. Don't trip as you send your children out daily to season to be taught. When your children come back to the house and they're Romans, it is Caesar's job to turn your children into Romans. You hear what I said? We're going to Jeremiah 51:5. It's very simple. I have a statement to read from the Holy Council of the African Hebrew Israelites at Jerusalem. I am the emissary, if you will, or the emissary of the New World Redemptive Scholarship Bible. But I want you to hear something first so we can put this in context. Because I'm not standing here trying to convince you that you need to go any place called the land of Israel. You need to ask yourself, how do you fundamentally resolve the issue of desiring to remain in your enemy's land as a Hebrew, as an Israelite? How do you resolve that issue? We were sent here to be punished. Would you agree? Okay. Now, a lot of schools of thought in here relative to when it's time, scripturally, to return to Israel, right? Are we properly reading the prophetic handwriting on the wall? I don't care what you believe, because what you do is indicative of what you actually believe or don't believe. You understand? So, Priest Kahan would like to shout my brother. We're in Jeremiah 51, verse 5. Watch this.
Jeremiah 51, verse 5. When Israel have not been forsaken, nor Yehoiada of his power, of the Most High host, though their land was filled with sin against the Holy One of Israel.
Did you hear my brother who came up before me? The land that was once cursed and spat you out, the blessings now have been restored to your land. And what was once desolate is growing. What was once desert has flowing rivers and streams in it. Did you hear what I said? As the representative of the leadership council who were there. Because I just saw two of my brothers over in that land. That's where we met. Am I right? Okay? So, Israel has not been forsaken. Or Judah, right? So, we are a reflection of Yah having mercy on us. Would you agree? Let's go to this next verse. Go to verse 9.
Jeremiah 51, verse 9.
Watch this, though.
We would have been healed.
No, read that again, priest.
We would have healed Babylon.
Wait a minute. You mean to tell me, in the state of restoration, since we've been blessed with the restoration of the knowledge of who we are as the true children of Israel, Negroes who call themselves Israelites want to heal Babylon? Kind of quiet on that piece. How many of y'all actually believe that the United States is Babylon the Great? If you believe that, then you believe that she's going to be destroyed. So why would Israelites want to heal what's going to be destroyed? Something don't sound right. Read the whole verse, priest. Because he's talking about you in this time frame. But you don't believe that. watch this, go ahead.
We would have healed Babylon.
We would have healed Babylon.
But she is not healed.
Because y'all got to deal with this whore. This land is soaked with the blood of your forefathers and mothers. And the indigenous peoples. There is no reparations. Nothing is going to restore this land to any place of innocence. It's got to be burnt. The problem is it going to be burnt with you here. I understand that, my brother. I might not know a lot of paleo, but that's what that was. Nope. Start that hard, priest. I'm not going to interrupt you this time. Verse 9, y'all. He hadn't forgotten Israel and Judah, right? But Israel and Judah still. But we want to heal Babylon.
We would have healed Babylon. But she is not healed.
So what does Yah say y'all got to do then? Go ahead.
Forsake her.
Do what?
Forsake her.
Let her go. Let the hoe go.
That's right.
And let us go everyone into his own country.
Wait. So when everybody goes back to the land of their forefathers, where are you gonna go? I know it ain't time to go yet, right? Says who? Why would you think it's not time to leave Babylon the Great? But you tell everybody and their mama, she gonna be destroyed. You tell me then, when is it time to leave her? If now is not the time. Now understand what I'm saying. I'm saying in context. I'm not saying the entire nation of Israel is supposed to be in the land of Israel right now. Our jurisdictional leader, Nazi Ron, mentioned two words: lieutenant lands. Now I am an old school hip hop aficionado. And I love me some X-Clan.
Yes, sir.
Brother Jay, what you say?
To the east, my brother.
Africa, very African. Y'all remember that? Bring it out.
Yes, sir.
Right. Whoa, yes, straight up. That being said, would you believe if I told you that there are hundreds of thousands of Israelites in mainland Africa that need your help right now? Right now. Somebody lied to us 30, 40 years ago and taught us, I'm an Israelite from Chicago, that all Israelites were out of Africa. That's a lie. That's a lie. You got tons of Israelites in mainland Africa that need your help. Now, I'm going to go someplace. Y'all say y'all believe that Yahweh Shai is Hamashiach.
That's right.
Go on.
That's right.
To the body, the brothers that he taught for 3.5 years. Was it go ye out into the world? Was it go ye out into the world?
No.
Oh, it wasn't. So what Matthew are y'all reading?
Go to all nations.
Okay. So now, is the responsibility of the body of Yahweh HaMashiach to remain only in the lands of their enemies when the rest of the world needs the gospel?
That's right.
If you're supposed to be the light of the world and you want to remain in your enemy's land, how in the hell is the rest of the world going to be woke up and ready for his return? God created everything in Matthew and Revelation in Hebrew and reap. You can't pimp that on me. Bring it out. If you're truly a believer, I'm sorry. Philip met the Ethiopian eunuch as the Ethiopian eunuch was on his way to Jerusalem, but Philip was on his way out of Israel. Don't play with me. I read it. So, let's go if we could. Let's go, Elijah.
For her judgment reacheth unto heaven, and is lifted up even to the skies.
Let me now read in your hearing. This has been again sanctioned by the Holy Council. The Holy Council is what's called the princes. They are the first level of leadership that leads the nation. Again, the nation referred to as simply a segment of the children of Israel that have been blessed to return to the land of Israel. And many of us are a part of what's called jurisdictions out here in the States or elsewhere where there is African Hebrew Israelite authority. Some of the faces of that leadership group is back there, you can't see them all. Nasir Brown is a member of the Holy Council. First, giving all honor and praises to the Holy One of Israel, the God of truth, and to all his anointed servants engaged in the struggle for righteousness, peace, justice, mercy, love. We greet you, shalom.
Shalom.
If I can direct you all right now to that picture, I want you to look at that picture for a second. I didn't ask you to worship nothing and nobody. And especially as the children of Israel, you better only worship Yah.
Hallelujah.
You better serve. See what I said? The one thing that you can't do is act like that man didn't have anything to do with the deliverance of our people with a vision that God gave him in 1966. Which gives you the ability right now to not just sit in this building, but when you come to Israel, for us to receive you at the highest level and give you a place to lay your head.
Hallelujah.
Did it say in the book of Nehemiah chapter 9 that Yah raised up saviors to deliver the people? That's right. Come on, let's stop being spooky, y'all. We ain't Christians no more, right? Come on. I just want to make sure. The Hebrew Israelite Redemptive Leadership Summit, quote, the calling of the family for the day of the great ingathering. The African Hebrew Israelites of Jerusalem hereby announce the focus of the 2019-2020 Holy Jerusalem Writers' Conference to be centered around the prophetic return of our people from the dispersion. Its timing will also coincide with and complement the swell of excitement and interest in the marking of the 400th year of the North American captivity, specifically the end of the period observed by many. Commencing in 1980, Prince Shaliach Ben Yehuda convened the annual Holy Jerusalem's Writer Conference to bring together men and women from across the globe to discuss issues of critical importance for our people and planet. Let me reemphasize, men and women. Men and women. You all do know that Yah also raises up, because there is an order in Israel, He also raises up women to serve His divine purpose. Did you know that? I know some of y'all scared to clap your hands because you're leaders. Tell the truth and shame who? The devil. Okay, let's go further. Since the inaugural theme of seizing the power to define, charting the course of a new world order, we have continued to use the event as an opportunity to forge the kind of relationships required to move from thought to reality in our redemptive struggle. As is customary, to allow for maximum attendance of those who are in academia and otherwise bound to the cycles of life and at work. The dates have been determined as such. December 25th this year through January 1st, 2020, a week is the Holy Jerusalem's Writers' Conference. We've now, rather than acknowledging Israelite scholarship from the world, we are inviting Israelite leadership, so-called Messianic or so-called Torah Tanakh only, to come up to Israel for a summit just like this. So we can hang heads and plot the course forward, if it be the will of Yah. The question becomes, what will be your relationship with Yah by December 2019? Will you even have one? Will you have walked away from Him? Let's go further. I'm winding this up. If the observance of the passing of the 400 years on the shores of North America is to have any meaningful relevance to us, it must be accompanied by sober-minded, serious dialogue and strategic planning. Otherwise, It will pass without the development and implementation of any tangible plan, even hijacked and steered toward the most implausible and absurd possibilities, wherein we will be found to be celebrating our 40-year captivity and not its end. Y'all ready to celebrate your 40-year captivity or the end of it? As a colleague reminded me recently, we faced 2020 with the same lamentation of Jeremiah over 2,500 years ago, inviting participants from across the spectrum of the great stumbling block, as it often has been in the case of the past. We will approach that diversity as a great resource from which to derive the necessary blessings that we seek. In closing, said all that to say this. In the context of being a leader, we are saying, come one, come all. It doesn't matter, you all. I've been in this walk for 26 years, and I've been in a spiritual leadership capacity for 25. As of last year, I resigned my spiritual leadership role. I'm from Chicago. My congregation no longer exists because I humbled myself to the structure that the Father's currently set up in order for me to be more effective, rather than have my own individual congregation with my assistant leaders and that whole thing in the land of my enemies. So now, as a member of the African Hebrew Israelites, I have support. The type of support where now we're saying, come one, come all.
Hallelujah.
Said, if your issue is what you think you heard, I challenge you to come down to Demona, sit down face to face with the leadership, and ask your sincere questions. Because as their representative, I'm here to tell you, they are ready to answer any and everything on this table. Be careful what you ask, because you might not like the answer. So on that note, I want to say, Shabbat Shalom, and I appreciate your time.
Hallelujah! Hallelujah! Hallelujah!
Again, this brother here, Morin. When we went to Israel, we had a conversation, and he told me, brothers from One West. I said, brothers from One West? Yeah, brothers from One West leave, go to Chicago 96. He hosted. He mentioned Daniela. Where is he? He didn't leave it, right? Daniela is in the back. He mentioned Cartazalo is there too. He mentioned Nick. Everybody knows Bishop Nathaniel, right? Hold on, come on. Y'all know Bishop. Y'all know Nick, right? He might not be a bishop, but y'all know him, right?
That's right.
The company was there too. What the hell happened in Chicago, right? Leave it for some time. But it's the next misconception. You think everybody over there is Old Testament. That's something you'll have to find out for yourself. So you have brothers over there who believe in Messiah just like us believe, but they just more humble spirit. And you brothers have to know that you are the true warriors in this nation. You brothers on the street side here in America, you are that battle axe. Scripture said what? You shall put your foot in the neck of the enemy. That's you brothers, man. That's right. Your legacy is done. What's your legacy? Son? So let's bring up the priest. Soon finish, don't worry. We just have a couple more minutes. Get good in deacons and
All right, all praise Yahweh Shem Yahushua. I told y'all this is going to be the biggest one, right? All praise Yahweh Shem Yahushua. That's beautiful. As we see on the West Coast, we gang digging here right now. I like to say this, man. We here at the Sakari, when we come to these events, and some of y'all who attended last year's summit in January, the 10th summit, 2 summits ago, we put the nation first. Okay, when we put the nation first, we showcase this on the t-shirt. We always put our camp insignia on the arm. What does that symbolize? We're putting ourselves and our personal identity as a congregation to the side and putting the nation first. What we can see here on this summit, not this year's, this summit's camp design, we have the ephod, where we have all the cities in which the summits were hosted through the spirit of God. And it's beautiful. This is a milestone. So if we could, let's give Yahweh a hand for the 12th summit. to understand, and certain other brothers who spoke, they spoke to this. Where's our Divine Prospect? Ron. Woo! Ron Divine Prospect, where you at real quick? He went outside.
He taking care of his kids.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, my brother Divine Prospect, he made a post the other day on Facebook that was powerful and interesting, and he was just talking about the importance of the culture, right? We have to understand we're a culture, we're a nation, we're a people. We got to stop functioning religiously, right? My camp, your camp, this doctrine, that's religion, man. There's no difference in the Christian church. We're a nation, man. You hear what she's talking about. People in religion, the religion ain't in the Bible. The Most High dealing with a nation, but you acting like a church. That's madness, man. Right? So, Rick.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 33, verse 4. Moses commanded us a law, even the inheritance of the congregation of Jacob.
So the inheritance of the congregation of Jacob, our culture, is the Torah, is the law. It's our culture, man. Give me Psalms 119 and 163, briefly.
Bring it out.
Right? Because we got to understand, man, the Most High is dealing with a nation of people. We're a nation in exile. We're not just these different little groups, man. And once we stop thinking like that, and that's the purpose of these summits, we're going to make more progress through the spirit of power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Right? So read that.
Book of Psalms, chapter 119, verse 163. I hate and abhor lying, but thy law do I love.
Salak, 163? Is that where you were at? Holy, that's not what I needed. Salak, holy, this is not the time for this. Oh. Man, I got the wrong verse. Wow. Real quick. Hold on. Real quick. It say I'm a Salaki. Phone in Hebrew, right? I need a damn lifeline right now. Most High prayer. I don't do this often. What is it? I'm a comrade of all those who keep the law. That's what I'm looking for. If don't know, that's fine. That's essentially what it says, all right? And that's what it is. If you about this law, which is our heritage, which is our what we inherited from God, all we really have in this damn place, right? Then you should be the comrade of that person. You should love that brother. You understand what I'm saying? Hey, look, we all don't even like each other. I'm gonna break that news now, right? But in loving each other, if you say it's 163, that's what I'm looking at. 63, not 163. So like, there we go.
That's right.
This was a start, man. Go ahead. I wonder who they later is. Read that.
Verse 63. I am a companion of all them that fear thee, and of them that keep thy precepts.
Exactly. So we got to be companions of all those that fear the Most High and keep their precepts. Period. That's what it's about, man. This nationhood. Every other nation in exile does not operate like we operate, man. We just want to just be away from each other. And that's madness. We need to love each other. And loving each other ain't just a feeling. Loving each other is patronizing each other's businesses, man. That's a major way we can love each other. Circulate that dollar, right? We made sure we showed the brothers in Jamona we love them because we didn't go to no damn devil or no heathen or nobody outside the truth to host this summit, man. We came to them to host this summit. We came to them for the catering, correct? You see what I'm saying? Real quick, I want to plug a couple businesses now where we at it. Hold on. Deacon got the scars, he got the children's Bible. Shout out to the brother, Soldier Daniel. Where Daniel? Daniel in the building, he outside. He outside? No, not that Daniel, that's Slocky. So, we got a young Daniel of Benjamin, alright? But he got Hebrew Israelite clothing store. If you've seen him, he the one that did our shirts. He's also a member of our camp. So we got to patronize our businesses, man. Right? That's very important because that's love. Oh, let me of course make sure I plug endurance, man. Alright? Let me say this. Hebrew Israelite clothing store. Some of y'all be hitting them up asking for Sakari shirts. Let me tell you something. If you're not a Sakari or Chief Ephraim or Priest Kahan, you ain't getting no Sakari shirt. Alright? I'm gonna let you know that now. But he's gonna be up with a real nice shirt though, I promise you.
That's racist.
I promise.
That's racist, man. Look at that. That's racist.
Hey, just a little stuff. There's a brother Daniel. There's a brother Daniel. So, now for everybody here in Atlanta, y'all know it's going to be haywire next weekend. The Super Bowl is going to be here. All kind of people are coming to the town. I'll be in town. I know brothers from HOI will be in town as well. And we'll definitely be telling it up all over Friday, Saturday, and Sunday through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua as well next weekend. All right, so come see us for that. Also, real quick, I want to take this time. Can I get brothers Pagayala, Tazapanya, and Yatab? Just raise, can y'all raise your hands? Or just come forward at least a little bit, man. Just real quick. Just a little bit, man, so I can see you. All right, the family can see you. They're the brothers right here. So this right here, that brother with both hands up, that's Sergeant Yatab. He's recently promoted. A lot of y'all may not know him. He's running the Sigala campus of Sakari, and he actually brought Deacon Khan to the truth, man. All right? We're out Seattle camp. We also got our brother Pai Ayala from the tribe of Asher. He just made office of that brother from the tribe of Asher. He's putting it down out there in Toronto, man. So we have to be crossing the international borders to the spirit of proud, y'all, about you. Last but not least, Officer Tazapanya just made office. He out there in the mean streets of Chirac, putting it down over the spirit of proud. Doing this work, man. And with that, matter of fact, give me what I need, Luke. I get Luke real quick, just briefly, and I'll pass the mic. What is that, Luke? Is it Luke 9? Now look at me, forgetting scripture again. What the hell is wrong with me? What is it, Luke 9, about the laborers? 9 and 36? No, it's like 36. 63? Go ahead, man. I done forgot every scripture up here today. This is some many niggas in here, most time. Go ahead. You're right, I'm tripping. That's what I need. I got it right here. 9 and 37, that's what I need. Still out there. 9 and 36 to 37. Alright? So go ahead.
Book of St. Luke, chapter 9, verse 36. And when the voice was passed, Yahushua was found alone.
Like you look, I need Matthew. So like that, Matthew 9 and 36 to 37.
That's right!
Hey, we usually edit this out, you know, but everybody here. Go on, right?
That's right. But it's in Matthew chapter 9, verse 36. But when he saw the multitudes, he was moved with compassion on them, because they fainted and were scattered abroad as sheep having no shepherd. Then saith he unto his disciples, the harvest truly is plenteous, but the laborers are few.
Say the harvest is plenteous, but the laborers are few. It said Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, and we're scattered all over the world. That's the harvest that's plenteous. He said, but the laborers are few. So let's listen closely to a very specific instruction that Amashiach gave us here. You have to remember, pursuant to Deuteronomy 18 of Torah, everything Yahushua say is Torah. All right? That's a fact. So read.
Pray ye therefore the Lord of the harvest that he will send forth laborers.
So Yahushua said, pray to the Lord of the harvest that he sends forth laborers. Read.
Send forth laborers into his harvest.
That's right. So now, with the instruction, with the command that Hamashiach Yahushua gave us in mind, with the fact that I am a Levitical priest, and as we spoke to earlier, we got the Levitical priest that need to lead prayer in Hebrew, I'm going to beseech everybody in the room to rise and face the east so we can say a prayer that the Most High send laborers into this harvest. All right, repeat after me. Abanawi Yahweh. Adawan Patazayor. Bahashim Mashiach Yahushua. Babukusha. Nabad. Amoyim. Nabad. Rab Amoyim. Patazayor. The Kap. Yum. Yeshai. Yasharala. Bakusha. Bakusha. Abanawa Yahweh. Shema Mashiach Yahushua. Tawara Aman. And what we just said was, our Father Yahweh, Lord of the harvest, in the name of your anointed Yahushua, please send laborers. Send many laborers for the harvest. Hasten the day of salvation for Israel. Please, our Father Yahweh, in the name of the anointed Yahushua. Thank you, Amen. Y'all can take your seats today. With that, I know the people got something to preach, so go ahead, G.
I'll make it clear. Y'all might know me for, not know me, but know us for the whole debate, right? But I am honored, that is why, there you go, but I'm super honored. That's why I pull up boys, right? But I'm super honored to be here, man, and with all the different camps, even though we got our differences and idiosyncrasies, me and Brother Sabat, we got some deep history, and I never thought that I'd be on the line with that brother, so I'm happy about that. So I'm honored to be here, to hell with, the differences that we have in the debates, even though we love to do debates, you know what I mean? So it's very tedious for us to fly at the Sakari. When we have the ADL coming against us, and some of us, when we go through the airport, we get treated like ISIS. It takes us like 5 hours to get there, missing flights and everything. So when you guys don't see me at these events, okay, I was paranoid about that. For a while, but this was the first time I was able to travel to come to one of these, and they let me through. So I'm happy about that. They let me through. They didn't give me a hassle.
That's right.
I'm happy to see all my brothers and sisters in here, and we'll even have a beautiful rest of the night. Shalom.
Brothers know I'm in the social media, and I see the brothers I'm from the Beach Farm. If y'all would come up, let Israel know your farm, what y'all do. Because this brother make a post that the Beach Farm is more organic than organic. So, just tell the nation what y'all do. I expect the brother.
You got it?
Praise God.
We just faced ease and praise to God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And he would send laborers to his harvest. I think that was a very interesting transition before the Hebrew nation's farmers was called. That's right. So I appreciate that brother for being led in that particular spirit. We are the Geechee farmers. We are a Hebrew family of farmers. Torah obedient believers in the New Testament of Mashiach. I want to give honor as well to the master Geechee farmer, the Honorable Asa Israel. I'm going to be brief because I'm going to have to speak to you all. The men that came up today, I pretty much heard everybody call us to action. All right? One brother, I believe he was Priest Kohan, said, get your passports. The brothers from Demona said, come and help us. My cousin Free said, let's go do the pilgrimages in Zion, worship the Father together. These are all commanded for us to do. But the Father also ordained a certain work. Anybody got the apocrypha in here? I'm going to read one verse and be out the way. I need Ecclesiastes, or known as Sirach. Chapter 7. Verse 15. Whoever the reader is, please, when you start.
Give us one that night,
Thank you.
Sirach, Ecclesiasticus 7:15. Hate not laborious work, neither
husbandry, which the Most High hath ordained.
What did the Most High do with husbandry?
Which the Most High hath ordained.
I've never, this is no diss to nobody, okay? But I never recall hearing or reading that street preaching is ordained. But we just read that the Father ordained a certain work. Now this particular work will help us so greatly in these particular times. Because we can take a whole power shift right in our hands. We have real food that's growing right up under our feet. But are we going to take this call to action? With that being said, I'm going to introduce you to the master Geechee farmer, Asa Kirby Israel.
I ain't said that since the early 90s. A lot of people don't know that 1 West is in the center of 125th Street. It's an actual address, you know, and that's where me and my family started. We're from the Bronx. So that's enough about that. Our call is not to be offensive to anyone, because I'm saying street preaching, because we love street preaching. We love to hear it, and we love it when people spread the word. But there's something missing amongst us as we call ourselves a nation, right? And it's industry. We have no Hebrew industry. We work on clothing that's produced from other people, ink that's produced from other people. Even the clothing that we wear is manufactured and produced by other people. We do not own industry. And that is really the power shift that's necessary for our people to become a nation, as we keep calling ourselves. You know, and I know everything has to have its time. You know, we're all trying to figure out who we are. And as we're figuring out who we are, we also need to figure out how to possess the power that the Father has given us.
Hallelujah.
And it was very fitting that Brother Ariyahu, he went to the scriptures and talked about laborious work. You got to think to yourself, the reason why we're not taking this by the stronghold that it is, farming that is because it's a difficult thing. It's hard to use your hands. It's hard to dig in the ground. It's not pretty. It's ugly. I'm late today because I literally had to stab a hole in the side of a calf because it was filled with bile and release about 5 or 6 gallons of air out of its side. So it stinks. I mean, just real talk. But farming is something that our forefathers did. Cain? God. Farming is something that all of the kings, even the prophets, even the Mashiach himself spoke in farming parables. It is the stronghold of how we gain back industry. And we just want to say that we welcome all to the Geechee farmers in any way that we can to help you learn to farm, learn to build houses, learn plumbing, learn industry. You don't need to be educated. You don't need to be sharp as a whip. You don't need to come with scholarships or nothing like that. All you got to do is be willing to work. And we will teach you, as we have taught brothers and sisters for the past 7 years.
Hallelujah.
We've been farming for 10 years. We will teach you, and we will bring you forward. Right now, with 4 people, we produce 2,000 to 3,000 pounds of food a week. Think about that. 4 people. Look how many people are here. We could literally feed every person in this room all year. Think about that. Us 3 here and 1 brother back there. Think about that. It's just numbers and statistics. And this is something that we were taught to shame. We were taught to shame this kind of work. You know what I mean? That's not cute. But we out here being flashy. And there's nothing wrong with that because, you know, we just a flashy people. But we got to gain control of our basic nature. We got to make our forefathers proud. And it's something that the Father is calling us to do. Because these people will starve us. Don't get it twisted. Do not get it twisted at all. And it's nice to say that we can and we should do it. That'd be nice. But we're giving them an opportunity to do it. Anyway, you can see us at locallands.net, atlantaharvest.com.
Shemai.
We have a farm that's 15 minutes away from here. We have a farm that's 2 hours away from here. And if you need our help, or if you just want to talk about it, come through. Shalom, shalom.
Shalom, shalom.
He said, winding up again, he said, you need to cultivate your own food. Okay, so the problem with us as a nation of people, we boast on social media. Oh, the white man is the devil, he poisons the food. The Chinese make this and the Chinese make that. But they make it for their own people. You're the one going to eat it. All these GMO food, they never make it for you because the scripture telling you it's a peculiar people. So all this nation can eat this GMO food and live. You eat it, you break your immune system right now. You understand me? So give the brothers a round of applause again.
This is why it's important that we network and communicate. See, until tonight, I didn't know anything about the Geechee farmers. Okay? Especially for the fact that they call themselves Geechee farmers. So I said, where did they get a name like that? But this is what they call themselves. But I didn't know nothing until I talked with one of the brothers, I'm not sure which one. Brother, the elder here? I'm Barak, yeah. I talked to you, okay? I didn't even know which one it was, but until I talked to them about a night ago, 2 nights ago, I talked to him. And the brother expressed how we would like to see the brother come to the summit and then give a testimony. Because Geechee farmers, so that means they know how to farm. They know how to cultivate land. Understand? They know how to plant seeds. They know how to grow crops. Come? They know how to deal with the cattle. Okay? We need to understand that. We come from ghettos and slums. You know anything about farming? I don't. But this is what this networking does and the Martial Arts Summit does. It allows you to be in contact with brothers like this. And they just had a government shutdown where they shut down food stamps, right? They shut down all the food stamps that our people get together in the slums. So we're going to need brothers like this, right? That know how to cultivate food. And the Most High said, they shall hunger, but we shall eat. They shall thirst, but we shall drink. How's the Most High and how's I going to do that? We got brothers just like this. Come? So that's why it's very important, and us coming together is very important.
Hallelujah.
And just going over that, the government shutdown has disabled many people. However, like we were saying, Atlanta Harvest is a 15 to 20 minute drive away. We have a supermarket in the front of the property. So there's a farm and there's a supermarket where you can come and you can buy fruits, vegetables, meats, teas, and many other things. This is the only Hebrew-owned supermarket and farm in the country. We also, the address is in Jonesboro. Jonesboro, it's 2024 Walt Stevens Road.
That's right.
It's in Jonesboro, so very close. And we also take EBT. We also do a wholesome wage, which allows us to double EBT. So everybody that has EBT, if there's anybody in here that has EBT, you come through, you bring $20, we'll give you $40 worth of food. All right? It's about supporting our people.
I just Google Map Atlanta Harvest.
Hallelujah.
So again, we'd love to work closer with these brothers, and even Captain Getting over here, to send some of these brothers in the training to learn something from the so don't leave it. And before we further ado, we still continue. Just like from the Maccabee Alliance, You have Daniel here. Where's Daniel? From the Montague Alliance, you have Daniel, you have Ashar, Asher Shaw, I think they head up here. And there's something very important too. Because everybody knows these brothers. You understand the word, the history that even Daniel put in with King James. When Ashar came out to start talking about the whole Egypt thing. I'm in the church for 20 years, I never even going to know whatever you want on all those Mondays. Perfect. I never discussed that because Kahano in Jamaica, we talk about Ethiopia and Rasta. So when we come to America now and hear that Egypt thing and all that stuff, it was something strange and beautiful. So everybody knows these brothers. But me and Asher Shaw, we chopping it up months now. And it's, we've said, brother, it's time to hear counsel to our band. And I'll speak for my counsel, as a counsel, we're ready. We're still waiting on Asher. He's here, but we still can't see when he's still here, right? We're still waiting on him. Understand? So, Asher Shaw, this is a couple summits for you. So it's not really no division and segregation. It's just from one government to the next government. We have not said and spoken. Right? So,
Real brief. Shalom, everybody. Shalom. First and foremost, man, I want all of the men to give a round of applause to these sisters that stand in order. And let y'all know that we love y'all. We appreciate y'all taking care of the family and children and being powerful women that y'all are, man. Everybody give these sisters a round of applause, please. So just keeping it real brief, I just want to bring out 4 scriptures real quick. Start Zion, man. Give me Ecclesiastes 6 and 34 real fast.
Book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 6, verse 34. Stand in the multitude of the elders, and cleave unto him that is wise.
So that's what we doing. We standing in the multitude of the elders, man. And I get double honors to all these men up here, all of the elders. If it wasn't for these men, a lot of us wouldn't understand what the truth is about, man. So again, I give all praise to all of the elders that's in the building that has been putting in this work across the 4 corners of the earth, man. Give these men a round of applause. And going into it real quickly, I just want to say this too. When we talk about Moses, man, we want to understand one of the main characteristics of Moses. And as teachers, when we go out there on the streets and whatever the case may be, wherever you at, the Most High send you in all your goings, you got to make sure that you keep this scripture right here in mind. Give me Numbers 12 and 3.
The book of Numbers, chapter 12, verse 3. Now the man, Moses, was very meek above all the men.
Very what?
Was very meek.
The word meek in the Hebrew means a novice, poor, lowly, okay, a humble servant. And that's what we are as men. Even though we out here on the streets and we leaders, but we also, first and foremost, we humble servants, man. And that's the characteristic that we have to have walking in this truth. It's being humble servants. Don't let your pride get above you. We all are nothing but filthy rags in the eyes of the Most High. Nobody is above nobody else. We got the Maccabees Alliance Council, man. I give all praise to the Most High for introducing me to brothers like General Hashar, Priest Daniel Allah, my man right here, man, and Elder Matthias, who has been nothing but mentors to me in my life, and I appreciate these men. 2 years ago, I spoke on the phone with General Hashar, I spoke on the phone with Priest Daniel Allah, and we initially spoke about, we all familiar with the Maccabees and revolt, we all familiar with Judas Maccabees and the restoration of the temple. And that's what this is about, man, restoring Israel. So we can go back and overtake what belongs to us. Okay? And so that's the spirit that we have to be in. It's in meekness, man. You can't say everybody, nobody is above nobody else. Don't let this internet fame, none of that type of stuff go to your head. It's about being a servant to your brother and a servant to your sister, and that's what we stand for. My name is Ashasha Allah, he's Fire Israel. I started off 6 years ago with my brother Maharka. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all may know us for the video, Banging on Esau, the music video. I mean, that man showed me love. I came to the Congregation Army of Israel, and me and him became very, very good brothers in the spirit of a Yahushua, man. So I love you, brother. I appreciate you. You know what I mean? What you've been through, you know what I'm saying, this walk. So I say that to say this. These brothers right here, the Maccabees Alliance Council, we got 6, 7 camps. We just got together in 2016. We went to DC. Okay, we brought camps together. We went inside of a private room. We put doctors on the table, but before we put the doctors on the table, we put love and brotherhood. And you know what I mean, we discussed them doctors, but then after that, we broke bread in the spirit of brotherhood. And so we formed this unification, AOC, LOI, Apostles of New Jerusalem, United Kingdom of Israel in Christ, UKOIC, Teacher Shaul, and we got the Nation of Kings and Priests, my man Bam and them back there in the building, and who else? The Sons of Yahweh. And so we got a Passover coming in Cleveland this year that we hosted, bringing about 7 to 8 camps together, and not just camps, but people that's not even in camps, man. That's what this is about. It's about unification, no division. You know what I'm saying? My congregation back in Cleveland is I Am Israel, no division. So, like he said, Marshal Yasha Allah, Mathatha, man, me and him been breaking bread real deep. I love this brother. I love all these men. This man has showed me nothing but love. He got a great understanding of the scriptures, and I respect everything that he stands for, and all of these men that's before us, man. So, let me get 2 more scriptures. Give me James 3 and 13.
It's the book of James, chapter 3 and verse 13. Who is a wise man and endued with knowledge among you? Let him shew out of a good conversation his works with meekness.
What?
With meekness of wisdom.
Meekness of wisdom. That's what a good conversation should be with. Meekness. And so I push that word so much because to be meek, that means you got to put off all pride, all ego. And you got to stand before your brother as a servant. You know what I mean? And this man, Hashar, man, I just, you know, when I first met the brother, I think it was in 2016 at the New York Summit. The brother he almost, I ain't in the front, man, you know what I'm saying? The brother almost made me break down and start crying. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Because he walked by me and stepped on my shoe by mistake, and the brother went down and started brushing my shoe off. You see what I'm saying? In front of everybody. And I say that just because of the spirit that's on this brother. You only see him on out there on the streets, and he's a warrior. However, when I speak this man is giving me nothing but wisdom. And before that, man, his charity and his love that he showed me, man, that was something that I admired. Along with Priest Daniel Allah, this man has been nothing but a mentor to me. You know what I mean? You know, because I got thrown in the situation, as well as Maharaka. So we spoke about the bodies coming together. That's something that we're going to do, and we're going to sit down in private, and as well as Priest Sabah. This man has been nothing but a good brother to me, a great brother to me. He did a truth explosion in Cleveland, Ohio a couple months ago. It was incredible. I love this brother, man, with all my heart. You get what I'm saying? And I don't got no knowledge with no brother. So that being said, I'm gonna step out the way. Priest Daniel, you gotta, come up on the mic, say a little something, brother. You already know what it is, man.
Now y'all know I don't like the microphone. I don't like to talk on the microphone at all, despite what y'all might think, man. You know, when I came, when Land of Israel was formed in 2006, my comrade, you know what I'm saying, may he rest in peace, our brother Baloya was the head of Land of Israel. He and I formed Land of Israel. And Baloya was the face, and I was the cameraman. But the Most High took his spirit, and the Most High caused me to come forward, so here I am. You know what I'm saying? I want to give all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh, the God of our father, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I want to give all praise and honor to our King, Yahweh Shai, who is our leader. Also, want to take a moment to give honor and reverence, because a lot of y'all brothers and sisters look to me as an elder because I've been in Israel a long time. And I'm going to tell y'all brothers, man, Barak is my elder, brother. I want you to get that brother hand. Everybody can go out there, man. Barak is my elder. When I tell you the truth, Barak was already a general. He's a high-ranking general, along with Elder Karash, along with Elder Nathaniel Allah, who's hiding in the back like he always does, man. Very quiet, very humble. But those are my elders, you know what I'm saying? So these brothers are doing a great work, and I want to give these brothers reverence for what they're doing, and they're raising up other great elders underneath them. Then I got my comrades, like my brother right here, Karan Allah. I got my brother Mathathua, and the rest of the brothers up here. My brother Kahan, we all came up together in the Trooper program, man. So I give honor to these brothers. Give these brothers a hand as well, man. You know, a lot of times y'all might see my face more, y'all might see their face less. But I was on the trenches of the Trooper program with this brother and this brother, you know what I'm saying, as well as other brothers, Elder Matthias, as well as Hashar, and the rest of these brothers, man. So we've been in Israel a long time. We've been laboring a long time, and I have waited all my life. I've been in the truth since I was 19 years old. I ain't gonna tell you how old I am now. But I've been in the truth since I was 19 years old, and I'm in my 40s right now, and I have waited for the day to see Israel come together like I'm seeing right now. That's why a lot of times I don't speak much. I don't see a lot of videos of me on YouTube because I don't need to do nothing no more. Y'all here now. Y'all doing the work now. Y'all pushing forward now. I give the Most High honor and praise for all of y'all. Every last one of y'all brothers and sisters, man. Give yourselves a hand. I want to say two more things. I'm going to pass the mic, man. My brother Zabak, you know what I'm saying? I love you, brother. This brother right here is putting in a great work. My brother Chief Ephraim. I'm saying brothers are doing a great work. And last but not least, my Lions of Israel family, man. I love y'all brothers and sisters, man. I just want to tell y'all something, man. At the end of the day, we're camps, right? The Most High have us going out in our individual places teaching His word. But above all else, we are a nation. And the nations are afraid right now. The Bible tells us in the book of Daniel chapter 2:44, it says, in the days of those kings, which is right now, because America's ruling right now, and Russia's ruling right now, and China's ruling right now, the Most High said, in the days of those kings, not after, shall the Most High raise up a kingdom that shall never be destroyed, and you are that kingdom. Come on, how many y'all want to hear the general on my show, man?
Right here! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Yeah!
All I want to say is give a shout out to my cousin over there, Sakura. There's a car, he's up there, you know. But it is what it is. Everything's been said all night, man, you know. And I'm just the type of brother, I don't believe in tomorrow. It's all about today, so let's just get it done. That's it.
Shalom, Yahshua, shalom. Those who don't know me, my name is Mafati, a lawyer from the Apostolic of Jerusalem, based in Newark, New Jersey. And I just want to say water to Mashiach Yahshua for having this event, for giving us something. And little do you know, the Maccabees and Land Council was inspired by Mashiach Yahshua. You got to understand, you got a lot of internet trolls. When I first came in, the Spirit came to him and wanted to form the Maccabees and Land Council. When it was put out there, the first thing brothers thought, oh, they're going against the Mashiach Yahshua. They're going against the Mashiach Yahshua. Because that's how Israel is. Sometimes they think the worst. But what you have to understand is just me being an elder statesman with these brothers, because, like the brother said, my first camp teacher was Barak in Zaquan, because I worked in front of Conway's in Brooklyn. And I thought they was the greatest camp till I joined Mount Zion. The Karash, exactly, and the Thayam. Okay? My brothers in arms that we stood side by side in the Trooper program with Karadas Allah, whom a brother in my camp came in off the Hebrew and finally met him. He came in off the Hebrew. He didn't come in on prophecy. A brother in my camp came in off the Hebrew and they had a straight Hebrew conversation. Because the brother in my camp, he has his Dawara, his Tanakh, he don't have English in it. It's just straight Hebrew, but he was inspired by this brother. And Kahan, we just got history, Jimmy. You know? We got history. You understand what I'm saying? Parizah, little do you know, back when we was calling Jersey all the time, when you were setting up a lease, I was talking to you on a regular basis, as well as Mathaki was. When McQuash was going down to Jamaica, and we were setting up care packages down, that was our church based in Newark. So you brothers always been an inspiration to me in the truth. You understand? And the longevity of the years that you have, although we're working for that same penny, you have to give these men double honors. So when the Maccabees Alliance Council was formed, it wasn't done to battle with them. Because if we were in the competition, we would do something the same day. Brothers, I've broke bread with Karash for years, Nathaniel for years, Kahan for years. Some brothers I've seen in the past because, I'm based out mostly in New Jersey now. But whenever I came through, or brothers came through, it was always nothing but love. And it says Psalms 133. So I appreciate that always, that brothers always show love and vice versa. Because we come from a branch to where this couldn't be possible today. If you left 1 West, 2 hours later we were sending curses upon you. You was the devil. You know what I'm talking about, Zabak. You was added to that long list of curses of brothers and sisters that might not even heard the truth, but they were cursed anyway. You understand what I'm saying? So this right here is a blessing. So what we did with the Maccabees Alliance Council, it was to combat all that, because the social network is a gift and a curse. It's a gift and a curse. You got a lot of disrespect going on within the nation of Israel. Everybody's against the prophet nowadays. They're disrespectful when it comes to the internet, and they're trolls. They're trolling the word, whether you're Old Testament based or New Testament based. The word is being disgraced by a lot of men and women. Okay, so when we formed the Maccabees Alliance Council, that was to combat that. Because me and Hashab been having differences for years. But House of Israel and Ambassadors of Christ, they was always welcome in Jersey. I made sure of that. Why? Because that's just how it was. Because Psalms 133 superseded everything in my spirit. You understand what I'm saying? So it was easy for me to join these men who I've seen that was diligent for the word of Yahushua and come together. But the whole thing was, we're going to come together, go over these scriptures, and whether we agree or not, the 100 things we agree on, that's what we're going to deal with. The 30 things we don't agree on, put that to the side. When Yahushua comes back, he's going to deal with that. He's going to deal with that. Because most of the stuff that we disagree on is not pertaining to salvation. It is not pertaining to salvation. So if it doesn't pertain to salvation, why worry about it? Why worry about something that doesn't pertain to salvation? We know what it is. We don't got to rehash and go over it. But we want brothers to know. This is why the Maccabees Alliance Council, we're here. I come every chance I get. You understand what I'm saying? I came down to Florida with the Light of Zion. I talked with the Light of Zion before outside of that. You was going on vacation that time, but that's just what it is. You see what I'm saying? So we have history. And to see these men still forward on in the truth after what we went through, I know these men truly are serving to Yahushua. These men are truly serving to Yahushua. And they will not lead you the wrong way. Paul said, be ye followers of me as I am of Yahushua. So you're going to follow man, but if that man is not in the spirit, don't follow that man. But these men in the spirit. Because where we came from, our generation, man was being put over the Most High and Yahushua. Now Yahushua reigns supreme. It's all about Yahushua now. So I don't want to, sound like a broken record, but the water to you brothers, and sisters. And if you have any New York, New Jersey, just come to Broader Market. So
we just want to continue. And as we said earlier, we rent this place from our family based out of Prince Nazi from Demona. And they cater the food. Yesterday, the second was starting. And said this is actually the first Israelite summit we have with the people who cater their food out on fringes.
Hey.
Right? So I say that to say this. You brothers over there still have to move for them to put it out there. We order food for 80 to 100 people. I'll just be honest. As the brother said, it's Yahushua in the head, we're not him. I can't turn 2 fish and 5 loaves. Right? So in just to that, we asked them in the restaurant if you have any more food, so we ordered a little more, so maybe we can reach up to 150. But the thing is, with Israel, everybody going to sick on something. So the brothers who went out there to share the food, just put something in everybody's plate. And the food is vegan. That's right. Okay. You got real fight. You got real fight. When we visit the Mona, they took us to the restaurant. Shemai. When they take us to the, when we went to the Mona, they have a vegan restaurant. In the Mona, they have in different parts of the country. So when they read the thing here, they decide, say, okay, they will cater and they ain't gonna die. You understand me? I never see a wolf eat grass, but I ain't gonna die for a couple hours. Right? Then they have my DJ call my brothers in the back and free, let's free up. If I ask a piece of chicken, it might be a problem there too. Understand me? So the scripture said, like if something like you don't eat, I'm gonna give for to offend you. Don't do it. So let us all eat vegan food. It should be good, it will be good, and we'll survive from that. So before we say that too, we've been to Israel, and since I've been here in Atlanta, a brother from the Mona came to me and said, platform. Will I be able to hear we got next at the summit? I say, yeah, when's about to you'll say. That's right. Yeah, somebody said it before. So it's time now for Zabat to come up here. That's right.
Testing. Salakia, y'all. My voice a little hoarse. We've been teaching all weekend. But shalom. It's good to see all the brothers and sisters here. It's beautiful. And I just got one question for all of y'all before we dismiss to get the food. Who got nuts? We got it. Stand up. All the men to stand up. Once again, who got next? We got next. For how long? What we gonna do? When? How? Like I said, I'm still a little under brother from Vegas and from teaching the word over the weekend. Real quick, I want to shower Paul. But I need you up real quick. And Chief Ephraim, can somebody take the camera from him? I just got something quick. I don't want to get to it. Something quick we got to say. We got to bring out real quick with the spirit of Yahweh Shai. So, first and foremost, once again, I want to give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Mashiach Yahushai. And a question was asked earlier. Y'all supposed to be messianic, right? Yes, we are. You damn right we are. We don't sit in this room if it wasn't for the spirit of Ba'ashem Mashiach. So first and foremost, I want to give thanks. All praise, honor, and glory to the Most High Yahweh Shah first and foremost. But I want to thank my leaders and my elders. All right, Elder Barak, all praises. Go all the way back to 1 West, like Don Yabla, all the brothers brought out earlier. We go way back, Elder Karash, Kwame Shala, Elder Daniel. All my brothers up here, me, Kahan, Karadazar, we go back. We all go back to the old school. And I still look at these brothers as my elders to this day. Good? I don't give a damn how much love and honor, respect I get out there on YouTube in the world. I look at these men as some of my senior men. And I will go to them at any time for advice, counsel. Even if I forget a breakdown of the scripture, these brothers got my back. So I give all praise, honor, and glory for elders. And some of you younger men, all right, y'all got to understand the importance of elders. Some of y'all learn there are 5 scriptures on YouTube, and now you're the leader in Israel.
Listen, y'all just gotta understand the leadership and others and men that have experience before y'all. Done? Now all of a sudden you just been leader because you done subscribe to YouTube and learn 10 scriptures. Nah, these men was there when we didn't have a damn YouTube. These men were there when we didn't have a damn video to watch. Done? These men were there. So I give enough respect and praise, honor, and glory to all my elders in this nation of Israel. And I would like to bring out that this is some of the spiritual, number 12 spiritual, okay? And Sakari with the rebuke, the strip club, right? I was hoping Sakari was still here, but the way the brothers put the shirts together, that was spiritual. I represent the blessed break, and they put the different 12 states together, represent all the 12 summits. The number 12 is spiritual. And this is one of the biggest summits going to what the brothers are saying. You know what I'm saying? So all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High. How shall so let's have love, honor, and respect amongst one another as a nation of people. So recently, we got to talk about the elephant in the room, so to speak. My brother Chief Ephraim and my brother Shalom Paul Bunyan, they went down to D.C. and course got their records. So, most I know the elders want to wrap it up. I just want to give them a chance to give a quick 1-minute testimony because they were actually there. All right, so I don't want to speak for them. They were actually there. We all witnessed it, but they were actually there. So give a 1 or 2 minute testimony so we can get back to the elders and wrap it up. And by the way, Chief Ephraim started the whole thing.
First and foremost, all honor, praise, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Hashem, Mashiach, Yahweh. Shout out and double honors to my elders. My first elder is Harag. I don't know if he's in the building. He just walked in. That's my first elder. And my first camp. So is Christ. My second elders is right up here. Barak, Karadazar Allah, and Bunyamin, and Ash is not here. But those are my first elder, my second elders. And Priesthood is my first camp leader on the 86th Street camp. That's my first camp leader. And of course, General Hashar. General Hashar, that's my third elder. And last but not least, the elder priest Sabat. This is hopefully it'll be my last elder. So with that being said, man, I'm just a servant. I'm not a prophet. You know what I'm saying? All glory goes to the Most High. People, brothers saying, sisters saying, oh, you famous now. No, Israel's famous now. Israel's famous now. The 12 tribes are famous now. The Messianic camps are famous now. You understand? This ain't no Negro only. You don't see bones. They let that on us. They call us black Israelites. How can they call us black Hebrew Israelites if I'm a so-called damn Puerto Rican? That don't make no sense. So with that being said, listen, we are not the terrorists. The Southern Poverty List is shenanigans. It's how Esau is hypocritical and how he's trying to trap us. You understand? We are not terrorists. We are not whatever they want to label us. We are the children of the Most High. They got mad, and we're going to continue to get them mad by saying those white folks, those white children are school shooters. That's right. The Catholic Church is child molesting faggot priests. They want to get obsessed about faggots. Faggots is just a bundle of sticks. Okay? Yes, they are child molesting faggot priests. And all glory goes to the Most High, Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh. Shout out to every camp, every laborer in this truth putting this work in, man. All throughout the four corners of the earth. And with that, I yield the floor.
So Paul Bunyan,
Shalom and Kwam Yashala. Like all honor and glory to Yahweh in the name of His only begotten Son, Hamashiach Yahushua. And I'm just a humble servant. I'm humble to be before all y'all right now. I would feel worthy to be around all this eldership. I mean, I wouldn't want to stay in the back. The priest called me up here. I just wanted to stay in the back. I'm nothing but a humble servant. Every man up here had an influence over me because I was a YouTube baby. I woke up off of YouTube. And I learned off of YouTube off of watching every man right here. But my spirit drew me to Elder Zabak because, you know, he was very charismatic and he was very humble at the same time. He had a good balance. You know what I'm saying? So I decided to learn from this man in particular. But every elder up here had an influence on me. So let's give another hand to the eldership. With me and Amath and other brothers from HOI, shout out to brother Yakutas from HOI BC, who's currently public enemy number 1, because he's in the capital with all the feds that get off of work from the White House and walk past Yakutas, and Yakutas is calling him the devil. Let's not get it twisted. Yakutas, oh, dusty ass feds. Right? Shout out to Yakutas. I just want every young man in here, everybody that's new to the truth, everybody that's coming up in the spirit, you know, shout out to the brothers that's growing, because we need farmers. Shout out to the brothers that's taking care of their wives and their children. We all need all that. But us young men that's on the front line, you are the Most High's battle axe. As my doctor was said, you are the Most High's battle axe. And when we went out to DC, we didn't go out there. I had a commentary giving him the fuel for the blowtorch, and he flamed it. Now everybody's upset. Right, CNN, Fox News, MSNBC, all TMZ, they all got a temper tantrum going on, right? But guess what? The Most High word is going out, man. Come! Right? And once again, I'd like to say thank you to the eldership, especially Priest About this is your fruit. All you men that's up here right now, that was your fruit. You know what I'm saying? All that news, that's the momentum that you guys started. You know what I'm saying? So I'd just like to say once again, Sawada for having me, and then Kwam Yashala.
Kwam Yashala! So in that message, I just want to say that we can't be in fear of what's to come. All you young brothers that are in the camps, don't be afraid to go out there and tell us beast face to face, man. Now, we know we come from different trains of thought, different camps, some brothers spoke about street teaching not being ordained, but street teaching is very necessary because you're dealing with the people face to face.
About that street teaching not being ordained, somebody give me Jeremiah.
Bring it out!
I'm gonna let the elder elaborate on it though. No, you put it. You see when you put me on the spot, I gotta elaborate. Alright, someone give me Jeremiah 1:5.
Jeremiah chapter 1:5. Read. Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee.
You see, the Most High knew all of us right now before we was in the belly. He knew all of us right now. He knew we was going to be here this very day and represent His name. Right?
And before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee.
He did what?
Sanctified thee.
He sanctified us. Go ahead.
And I ordained thee.
He did what?
Ordained thee. He did what? Ordained thee. Bring it out. A prophet unto the nations.
He ordained us prophet unto the nations, man. Right? He ordained us to go out and teach and preach the gospel to the nations. So some people are ordained to be farmers. I'm not trying to take away from the brother, but don't think the swords ain't sharp over here, brother. Right? He ordained us to be prophets, all right? He ordained us to be prophets, you know? Because the elder said verse 6 too, right? I didn't call that one. It's a lot. That's it.
Good. So, we're not taking shots at our brothers, but we have to clear that up. You know what I'm saying? And that's my protege right there. But I said, don't think the swords are not sharp. Good? But it's not to take away from brothers because, listen, what we got to understand is every part of the body is necessary. Every part, you understand? Every part. We need industry as well as we need to be out telling Israel to wake up. God? Let's understand that balance. God? Proverbs 11:1, let's understand that balance. That's so saying. But we love all our brothers in this room, but sometimes, Devin, we got to set the record straight. Alright? So, you know, it's necessary, you young brothers, my message is really to you young brothers coming up in these camps. You're going to be necessary out there to keep this thing going. You got to go out there and let the people know if they're Israel, they got to wake up and they got to come on home. And when we come on home, we build, we set up different industry, and we do what we got to do to function as a nation. Good? So that's what I want to stress that. And somebody give me Revelation chapter 2, verse 10. And we're going to write it down. Revelation 2 and 10. Because it's very necessary for this gospel to be preached in these